Hey, what's going on, everybody? Anthony here with Six Scale Mafia. Today we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff, a lot of Star Wars, I think that we think is coming soon here. We'll dabble a little bit in DC, but we're mostly going to be looking at all these releases that we're pretty sure are going to be hitting us here any day now. So let's go ahead and get right into it, guys. All right, what's going on, everybody? We got a little bit of a small panel today. We might have a few more coming in, but we'll just see what happens here as time goes on. So go ahead and introduce Joe. As you guys know, what's going on, bud?
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me, Anthony.
Of course, and everybody knows Rodrigo, right?
What's up? How are you doing, guys?
Doing great. I think we have Shane coming in, but you there, Shane?
Yep,
Yeah,
had some technical difficulties.
Hey, no problem, buddy. No problem, buddy. What's cracking? And today we got Brother Cousins.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
What's good?
Hey. Thanks for having me, Anthony.
Oh, of course. I'm glad you can come, man. Appreciate you being here.
Absolutely.
And so we may have a couple other people here coming, but we'll see here in a minute. So let me just real quick. What do we got all up in here? KG, what's up, bud? Andreas, Riley, how's it going? I always never know how to say your name. What's going on? And yeah, I think we got a few more on the way. So let's see. What do we got going on? Are we talking about some DC? Because, we all know that there was the fandom going on, but we kind of covered a lot of that. So I'm thinking maybe with all the news that's been happening with that, how soon do you guys think we might be getting this CW Flash? What do you think, Joe?
I think he's coming soon because he was on the list, right? And with all the DC news dropping and everybody's excitement for the new DC films and TV shows, I think he's going to drop any week. Really do. And it looks
that's kind of what I was thinking.
Looks really good.
I think he looks great. And I'm not like a huge fan of the CWs, but I enjoyed Arrow and I enjoyed Flash, and just looking at these promo images, I think they've nailed it. So I'm hoping, like you said, very, very soon. I mean,
yes. And
it's interesting to see what'll happen. Is this going to be, the beginning of like a CW line, or is this going to be kind of like a one-off? I mean, what do you think, Brother Cousins?
I'm hoping that they continue, at least give us an Arrow, to pair up with them, not just, leave them, just leave them by itself, because it is called the Arrowverse. So it will be nice to get an Arrow to go with them. I really like this figure, because they have never done a CW property before. So CW TV show property they never done. So it's going to be real interesting to see what they do with it. And I believe this is coming with a Grant Gustin head sculpt, so that'll be interesting too. So I'm really excited for this figure. And it's a season 1 Flash figure, and that's
exactly.
that's like the best season. So yeah, I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm thinking the same thing, and like what you were saying, I'm hoping that this may spawn, a line. It's hard to say, because that's the gamble that we often take, right? You'll see a figure that's kind of out of the ordinary, right? And then people have to decide, well, am I going to pick this up, or is this something that they're just doing a one-off, and then I'm stuck with a figure that doesn't really fit? So it's always that kind of gamble. You never know. And I wish they would announce a couple, but look, he has the Jay Garrick, helmet. Yeah, like you said, he's got a sculpt coming. And it's season 1, right? That's the best season. So I'm pretty excited myself. I don't know, Rodrigo, you're not really collecting much DC at all, so you're probably gonna pass on that, right?
No, I'm gonna get it. Just because.
You are gonna get it, or what?
Yeah, because I love the CW series.
Oh, okay. So
I didn't follow the comics like you guys did, but I did follow the series, and I love the series. You said this is the first season, but isn't this the part of the mechanics that he put on his symbol, the one that pushes him and he goes into the other verse?
Yeah, now that you look at it, I think it is. Yeah,
because I think that's a 3rd or 4th season. I think
you're right.
It had to be 3 if it is.
If it is.
It
that's
looks
the
like
one
the
thing
season
about
one, but
Heroes Universe. Remember?
Yeah, I think that is season 3.
You see, I
You
don't
know
know.
what? It's season.
but
It's a bit from
I-
season 1. It's because right. That's right. Because he had the red lightning bolt in the first season, but it looks like they give you the
Oh.
swap out to make it like season 2 to season 3. So
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
that's
I
cool.
think you're right.
yeah, because it looks like he's got multiple emblems to swap there.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, probably right, because wasn't that helmet in season 3 as well? Or
Yeah.
no, season 2 as well, right? Wasn't he all?
Yeah.
He was in there
Yeah,
with
it was
Zoom.
fairly the same.
Yep.
Yep.
Rodrigo seems to pick up everything. Yeah, from OG
Yeah.
fan when Star Wars was just Star Wars. Oh yeah. Well, what about you, Shane? What do you think? Is this something you're gonna grab?
I have not watched any of them. I watched the Arrow with my wife, but that's when I watched. I liked that one. So if they had an Arrow one coming out, yeah, I'd grab that. I don't know a lot about the Flash, but it looks nice. I mean, I've seen the guy, and I don't even know his name. The guy in the show, so it looks a lot. It looks just like him. So
Yeah, Grant.
it looks
Gustin.
nice. So for anybody who would like it, I think it would be a great pickup.
Yeah, no, I think it looks great as well. I mean, like you said, the sculpt, you know, even mask, because we haven't seen the full head sculpt like they were kind of teasing there. But this just looks. I think this looks great on its own. I mean, as is. I don't think I would even pose him without a mask, to be honest.
Right.
You know, unless you know some of the collectors that are going to buy 2, right? And then you have one masked, one unmasked. But yeah, it's interesting. You know, because like we said, it's going to be. Maybe this is going to be a one-off, but I'm hoping not, right? So it's so tricky when they do things like that, because what if a lot of us collectors are like, I don't want to buy it if it's a one-off. So then they look at it and go, well, there wasn't a lot of pre-orders for this.
Tony
Right.
Stark team suit.
Right. So we're just not going to do this anymore because not many people pre-ordered it. When in
Right.
fact, if we had known that they would continue it, then those pre-orders would have been much, much more higher. You know what I mean? So it's like a very weird.
Yeah, it would have been nice
situation.
if they like released, if they did a thing where kind of like what they did with Daredevil and the Punisher from the Netflix shows. Like they announced that Daredevil figure, and then like a month or so later, they announced the Punisher. So you had 2 figures to pair up with. They didn't give us the rest of the Defenders line, but at least they gave us 2 figures to pair up with to have in, to have in a Detolf shelf or just something to go with it to complement it.
Right.
Yeah, I wish they would have gave us an Arrow, so we knew that was coming.
I know, right? And I mean, we do have the So-So toys, which is pretty good, but it's not Hot Toys. You know what I
guess
mean?
The reason they went with the Flash was that the Arrow was canceled, right? So Flash is still there. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
if
Arrow
they're
went for
going-
8 seasons.
Yeah, if
Sorry?
they're going to like season 2
Sorry?
and 3, if they're going to season 2 and 3, Arrow was still going on back then.
Yeah.
So there'd be
yes,
no
but
reason.
we're not moving in time. They're just putting this figure now. So
Right.
we're not moving in time.
They're a
The Arrow
little
was
late.
canceled right now. So there's nobody watching the Arrow. That's what I'm saying. There's
Yeah.
nobody watching the Arrow. If there's nobody watching the Arrow, there's no free advertisement on that, right?
True. For sure.
Flash, if they're selling the Flash and Flash is actually being broadcast, people when they watch are like, oh, okay, maybe I'll just get that,
Right.
That's what I meant when,
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
course, the Arrow, they had like, what, 8 or 9 seasons?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it went to 8. But you're right though. If there's something that they can do, if they continue the line, then they can bring it back. If
Right.
it's successful, we have a Flash. Maybe they do a Supergirl. Maybe
Supergirl, yeah,
Legends of Tomorrow. Well, they have that Superman and Lois show as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I mean, the point
I'll
is
tell
that
you
would still be a universe contained.
That suit would look good in 1/6 scale. The Superman and Lois suit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that would
think
be
so.
a good. As a figure, it would be a good figure.
Yeah, my problem wouldn't
Yeah.
be with a figure; it would be with a series. It's just that it's such a bad series, and I'll tell you right now, I'm very pro hero series, so I watch them all. Okay, so for me to stop watching them, and I stopped watching in the middle of the season 1, I was like,
Dang.
This
That's
wasn't your
not
cup.
a good sign. That's what I'm saying. I watch even like the bad one usually, but that one was for me. It was just like, oh, come on, it's just, you know what I mean? That's my opinion, of course.
Seamus does not agree with you.
Seamus, I was gonna
Right.
say Seamus does not agree.
Not at all.
Hey,
Superman
Seamus.
Lois is great. I don't know, but
Fair
again, though, we all have opinions. I mean,
What
You
would be
might-
of yellow if everybody liked red? You know, it's it's good.
This is
yeah, but I kind of agree with Brother Cousins though, man. Even if the show is like not that great, a 6-scale suit like that, I think would look pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe would, but that's the thing. It's a little bit. In this case, it's for me. It's a little bit connected. So, for example, when I got the Supermans that I got, right, Henry Cavill doing it or Christopher Reeve doing it, there's an association with the movies, right?
Yeah.
And why would I get a figure that would remind me of a movie, of a series that I stopped
that you
watching
didn't
it
like.
because that was that bad?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
Good
I
point.
mean, I could see
Good
that.
point. Yeah.
Like
I
if
would
it was
like
a show or
one-
movie I didn't like.
Yeah, I would like a Superman and Lois from Superman and Lois, the 90s series.
Oh yeah, Lois and Clark,
Yeah.
Lois and Clark, yeah.
Dean Cain. I'll
get
take a Dean Cain Superman. Yeah, dude.
That one. You know
I'll
what I
take
mean?
all
That'd
of
be
them.
cool just to have because people are like, where the hell did you get that?
Right, right. I mean, I kind of agree with what you're saying, but at the same time,
You know?
I have a Kylo and Rey,
Right.
and I don't like
Yeah,
those
same.
movies.
Good. Good. Yeah. That's true.
But do you have a
But then
problem with
again,
the character?
I'm sorry.
I mean, I understand you don't have an association with the movies, but you don't like anything in the movies?
No, I don't think I do, dude. Yeah, I don't
Wow.
think I do. I'd have to think about it. Like, well, out of the episode 7, 8, and 9, I don't.
Like
There's
anything?
a couple of.
Only
gonna
thing I
have to
like,
make me
only
think
thing
on
I like
this.
is Kylo Ren. That's it. I think
Yeah,
Kylo
I like
Ren,
Kylo. I
I
like
like
Kylo how he.
Ren, for example. I like it.
I like
You know what I'm
Babu
saying?
Frick.
Babu Freak. Okay,
Babu
yeah, you give me a
Freak, yeah.
life-size Babu Freak.
Yeah.
I'll take that
That's
one.
what I'm saying.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. I would
Alright.
buy that. You
And
know.
of course, we are
1-to-1
talking about
scale.
Star Wars, which is a different thing.
Yeah. Well, and again, I think most of us can agree if it's Star Wars, we're gonna get it.
Yeah.
And I still got them. I mean, I have Rey and Kylo and some troopers and a Finn.
I
You
don't
know.
know.
No.
The only
Right,
thing I wouldn't
so-
get from Star Wars is it's named Jar Jar Binks. That's it.
See,
I wouldn't get it.
I would probably
Well, I would
day
get
one
it.
pre-order a Jar Jar, bro.
Get,
For
I would
real.
get a Jar Jar. I really would.
Pieces. I would get it in pieces. And then
And I
put
don't
it-
even like them.
Yeah.
But but I think it would just be really
It's one of
cool
those
to have a
things just
Jar
to
Jar in the
It's one of those
collection.
things- Yeah, it's one of those things just to have.
Exactly, just to have. But I don't even think we can even, which kind of leads me into, tonight's discussion is that I don't even think we could afford them anyway if they did drop them because there's so much Star Wars coming
Yeah.
that we're
it's
just
all-
like, yeah, like I don't know what's gonna happen here because we were talking about this the other night and on a couple other streams, we've been talking about the recent releases with, the Shore Trooper squad leader and Lando and the Death Watch. Like these all just hit, but then there's still so many things, especially on Sideshow, that we're saying, shipping January, for example, right? And it makes you wonder out of all of these figures, January alone is not even that far away, but we know that these figures always come out before the Sideshow dates, right? Overseas.
Right.
So even if they get pushed back a month on Sideshow for US, then we're looking at the next couple weeks and all of November,
December too. Yeah.
throughout the whole year. I think we're going to end up seeing like everything. And we haven't, not a lot of people have talked about it, but I mean, there's quite a bit that we've been looking at, right? Like,
Right.
for example, the Shore Trooper Grunt.
Yep.
I don't see how this could not come out right now. I mean, what do you think, Joe?
I think, the grunts are on the way. They'll probably be announced shortly. Shore Trooper just hit. So, I mean, it's just
That's the cap.
it's just a repaint. So
Exactly.
just a few little extra things.
Looking good.
I
Looking-
totally think that this is going to drop really soon. And whoever, with Hot Toys record, you thought you had extra time,
Right.
So everybody that jumped in pre-ordering stuff, if they're new, they thought they had some extra time, and then now they're going, oh shit, everything is coming out at once.
Oh.
But I think we're gonna get all this stuff soon.
Oh, that's the original one right there, isn't it?
No, this is the in the
Grunt.
back
That's
is the
the original.
grunt,
Yeah, the white one or the all tan one. Yeah.
but they like
That's
to
it.
showcase
it's the
the
exact
captain.
same figure.
They show it with the
Yeah.
captain.
Right.
Which is,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Joe was saying, right? Like, I think there's going to be way too much stuff coming, and I don't know if I want to get everything. I want to get all of it. What about you, brother?
Yeah, man, I want this. I want all. Yeah, and I think we're gonna get it soon, very soon. I can't see it not like, making it. Well, they made us wait for other things. We know how Hot Toys do.
Exactly.
But I think this is coming. I would say definitely by the end of the year.
Would
This
you
week on
think
Army
that it may come November?
Yeah. And I know we got a lot to go in November, but I mean, if they're doing, what was it? A couple weeks ago, they did like 4 releases in 1 week. So I think we'll have another week like that. Cause we only have so many weeks until the new year. So yeah, I think we're going to be getting like 5 figure, a week drops. So I definitely see it coming like around November.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. What about you, Shane? Is this something? I mean, you'll pick them up, right?
I'm gonna get the squad leader and 2 grunts at first, because I'm gonna take one of those grunts and just repaint it so I can have a captain.
Oh, that's right. You were talking
it's
about
exactly the same figure. It's the exact same figure. I just got to get some blue paint, some yellow paint on it, and then I'll have that captain I can represent, and then I'll go from there if I want to get another grunt or 2.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
And Rod, how many shore troopers are you going to pick up? I know you grabbed some captain. Well, first of all, how many captains did you grab?
3.
3 captains.
Yeah. It's not that many.
Oh, maybe not. It's a bit.
I don't have one.
Right?
I did order.
Or squad
I
leaders,
don't
my
have
bad.
one.
Sorry.
Because you
What
have
was it?
2 of the originals, right, Rod?
3. Yeah.
Oh, you have 3 originals.
Yes. Now I ordered
I got
5.
one of these,
Yeah.
so-
I ordered 5 of those.
So 5 squad leaders you bought.
Yeah. Because like Shane, I want to change several of these into grunts.
Mhm.
So they have different paintings a little bit of damage in each of them.
Right, just kind of give it slightly different weathering effects and whatnot.
Exactly. Just do a little bit of customizing. Just give it a little bit of, Hey, Master Bill, bro.
Hey,
Hey.
What's up, dude?
What's up, dude?
And then, so the grunts that we're looking at, I mean, how many grunts are you thinking then? If you already have 3 captains, 5 squad leaders,
Not that many, if you think about it, because I was thinking at the end to transform 2 of the captains, because I'm gonna have 1 captain, right? My idea is to have 2 squad leaders. So right there, I have 2 extra from the.
was that the box?
I hope so.
I hope so.
So 2 of the captains will become grunts, and then 3 of the squad leaders will become grunts. So I already have 5 grunts. Probably 3 more, because then each squad will have 4.
Yeah, so you'd have a total of what, 11
Yep, 11.
with everything.
Yeah, we can't have more shore troopers than you have 501st. That's a sin.
I don't know, man. I Knights of Ren said the same thing, right? No shore troopers, clones. But I don't know, man. I think I'm on the shore trooper crowd more than the clones.
But that's the thing. I like the shore troopers. My problem would be like I was talking in regards to another figure, is when I buy the figures, I think about how I want to pose them, right? So, for example, the 501sts, I want to pose them with Anakin. So my goal is for 16. The Coruscant guards, I want to pose them with Maul's box, right? So 4 is more than enough. The short,
Right, so I'm looking at you right there.
yeah, the short troopers, I got them because I like the figure so much, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're limited in what you can pose them because they didn't show up for a long time in any of the movies.
That is true. Can you show the other camera again real quick so we can show them? So what do you have right here? You've got 8 currently?
Yes. I have 8. I have 1 in the way because they didn't ship me correctly. I bought 2 and they sent me just 1. Now they're sending me the second one now. And then I've got a Rex here. This is the new Rex.
Okay. All right.
How many
Yeah, that's gonna look-
Rexes do you have?
3.
3
that
Rexes.
was my fault. That was actually a mistake. So
Wow. All right.
yeah.
Man, Hot Collectibles, Dante, what's up, man?
Dante.
Hello, guys. Nice
Dante.
panel tonight. Listening while checking my work email. Hope all you guys are doing all right. Yeah, dude, we're doing great, man. I don't know if you're still on vacation. Otherwise, I would have hit you up, but I figured you might be otherwise occupied.
As usual, he's a man.
I think Short Trooper looks the best, but for multiples, 501st takes it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because again, it goes back to how you're gonna pose them. You know, what scene are you gonna do with the short troopers? I mean, I'm gonna do mine literally as them as a unit. You know what I mean? Because there's nothing else you can do with them.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, but then again, there's something about having a bunch of troopers lined up too that just looks awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's awesome with any of them. If you have several of them together, they're all awesome. The biggest thing from short troopers for me is that the armor is so different. It's entrancing that how much the helmet is different and it's cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get that. I mean, especially with the 501st, right? Because those are just like a steal.
No.
For the price and for all the accessories, the multiple helmets, you know, because there are 3 helmets, Rod.
In the US, yeah, they are still on a good price on Sideshow, even though they don't allow people from international to order it. But still, yeah.
Right.
Is it just that figure?
No, I tried the IG-11. I'm actually was going to call them today. If we depending on the time we finish, I'll actually call them today still.
Right.
To ask them what the issue seems to be, because I tried several of the in available ones, and they all said we don't ship to New Zealand, which is funny because I've got 30 pre-orders with them. So
Oh man.
Yeah, it's definitely a tricky thing there with them.
Yeah, that'll be hard.
But Rod, I know you have this pulled up, but I mean, we got another tab up here too, right? We've got a lot of Star Wars that we're thinking are probably coming. Stormtrooper Commander, you know, I keep saying this over and over again, but honestly, this thing should have already been out like months ago, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, it's just right. It's a Stormtrooper, guys. So
Stormtrooper.
exactly. I mean, this is something that they've already had the molds for forever, even the pauldrons. So, you know, by looking at all these photos, I don't really see it any different than any other Stormtrooper. I mean, the Remnant, obviously, you know, we had him, he was completely, you know, had retouched paint and everything, but I mean,
Right.
it looks very much like the Jedi one.
yeah, very, very, very close. So, I mean, I
people
will
that don't have
probably,
for people that don't have it, you know.
right. And the thing is he's $220.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
That's what I'm saying.
this is all me. This is all army build for me right here.
Yeah.
I mean, all you do is take the pauldron off and you have a Stormtrooper for $220.
Yep.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep. And if you
So
want
very-
to have the Jedi one, you can all just keep the pauldron.
I agree. So, I mean, Joe, I know you said you just picked up the squad leader, but I mean, are we trooper building?
Hell yeah. I'm gonna be broke as fuck. Straight up.
Yeah,
Well, What was
I'm
it?
gonna have to get 6 of these. I'm gonna have to get 6 of these, or maybe more. I don't know. Like, yeah,
What do you mean
6.
60.
Yes.
60?
60.
Maybe if I was Rod and had Rod's finances, I'd get 60. But
Yeah.
Just that's the Stormtrooper. You need to have like plenty of, because they don't actually shoot right, so they shoot around people. You have to have enough, you know.
Rod, I only
Yeah.
got room for boxes, bro.
Set-
6
Well, here-
boxes.
the box, man.
I mean, the thing is, you know, this is what we talked about before. It's a very tricky situation, right? Because Hot Toys is going to treat this like another release, right?
Yep.
So with anything, the figure's going to be out for a little bit, and then it's going to sell out, and then we're all going to be sitting around wondering, damn,
Dude, people
I need
are
a
gonna
trooper.
sleep on this one.
Right.
They're gonna sleep on this one, and it's gonna remnant trooper out, and people are gonna be pissed. Don't
Exactly.
sleep on this. Buy a bunch if you can.
And
Yeah.
that's what I'm planning to do. Exactly what Anthony said. Like I'm gonna remove the pauldron just so I can have some you know regular troopers.
Exactly.
That's how I'm going, and just build it out from there.
don't worry, we're just all be
Yeah.
broke together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I was about to go on eBay and buy the New Hope Stormtrooper set because I don't have any classic troopers. I'm kind of late to the
Right.
game on those. So I was gonna pay about $600-700 for that. So I was like, why do that when I can just
Buy a
buy
bunch of
2
these.
here and remove the pauldron and there we go. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I don't think it's going to be a hard thing. I know someone here in chat was wondering, you know, how easy it would be to remove. And if it's basically like the Stormtroopers, like that I have, like Sand Trooper, you know, Jet Patrol, things like that, you pop the head off and the thing just slides. right
Oh,
off.
yeah.
Exactly.
But he's asking that because there was one that the pauldron was actually glued in place.
Yeah, well, I think like Rex, like he was mentioning, Rex is like pretty hard on there. I didn't try to
Yeah.
remove Rexes, but
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, as troopers, you know, as far as troopers go, I don't think they're gonna like mix that up. I think that's gonna stay the same, you know, consistency that we've had. Hopefully, it's like at least like a 501st body.
Yeah.
I'd like to see at least an upgraded trooper in that respect. But you're right, brother Cousins. Like because I was thinking that too, and I'm like, why am I gonna like backtrack
Right.
for stormtroopers, right? Like
yeah.
for
Right.
that, like
Yeah.
for regular stormtroopers.
Exactly.
Unless,
They should have this
Unless-
year round,
Right.
like you were saying.
Agreed.
Unless-
What, Rodrigo?
unless you are a completist and you're just getting it because you want that, you know,
Yeah.
that figure.
Sure, I
Right.
agree with that.
Yeah.
But I would only get one,
Yeah, for sure.
right?
But what I'm
Like I
saying is
missed
that-
that 2-pack, the Rogue One, the Patrol 2-pack.
Yeah. Because for example, what I'm saying is that, for example, I collect the troopers and the clones, right? So I have one of each clone. For me, that one wouldn't replace Jet the Patrol, for example. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the Jet the Patrol is one and that one is another. But that's like a collection thing. It's not to pose. For posing, it would be the same. Totally agree.
Right.
And what about you, Shane? Let me just get us back on here like that. I mean, are you picking up the troopers too?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, how many
I
you
love them.
thinking?
It's my favorite. I'll probably get 1 or 2. One to display with the pauldron, one without. You know, I don't army build per se. I mean, I have a couple of each because it looks cool, but I have a couple. But my favorite trooper is the Remnant Trooper. I just love how he's dirty and beat up, but he's just my favorite. And I got the Return of the Jedi one up there, and that's a great one too. But that's my favorite style of trooper. Is this the classic?
OT.
The OG Trooper is my favorite look. You know, I said after that probably be a Phase 1 clone, which is weird because they're so different. But I just love that Phase 1 look too. It's got that swoop back thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. You know, and it's just hard because they're stormtroopers, right? So they go with anything. So funny. You know, so that's my problem because I don't know if I'd go Rodrigo's terms, but like 60 troopers would be, I mean, not a bad gig. I mean, like, but at the end of the day, right?
Just before people think I'm crazy, I'm not getting that. I'm not even getting 10. I'm probably going to get 1 or 2 at the most. Like Master Bill was asking here, how long do most troopers hold their value? Remnant Trooper came down a lot. It depends. It really depends on what people are looking for, because Remnant Troopers is not considered Star Wars, is it? It's considered Mandalorian, right?
Mandalorian, yeah.
So if people streamline their collections and, for example, collects only OT, for example, original trilogy, they wouldn't get that. If they only collected even the movies, they wouldn't collect that. So it's especially for Mandalorian people. And apparently Mandalorian people are more focused on the, Mandalorians, which is fair enough because there's a lot of them. So
there's a lot. And, we're going to probably be seeing even more.
Yep.
I mean,
totally.
I mean, we don't even know what's really coming for season 3 yet. And we still have a lot that we're waiting for. I mean, we're going to have
with clones,
the 2-pack.
it's just printing money, dude. Like,
Oh, yeah.
they're leaving money on the table if they don't make a shit ton of clones.
Yeah, I think people forget that the fact that people say, "Oh, why don't they, just print more money?" It's just that they have a limited facilities, right? They can't just pop up like a printer. They literally have people that paint each of them. So while this is not done mechanically, they're always going to have like a bottleneck for these kind of things. And when they're doing, for example, a clone, they're not doing something else, which would be more expensive, but it would actually gather more money for them too,
Well,
so that's
I agree.
So in my industry, Rod, when you make motorcycle helmets and body armor and things like that, we just allocate new space in a factory next door. So knowing that Hot Toys is making the money now, where they weren't a few years ago, I would say that they plan for the future like we do in hard goods and predict what we want to do, make a great business plan and allocate new space, get in the queue in the next factory next door, and then set it up specifically for clones.
But then you're talking, sorry to interrupt you, or I interrupt you, but you're thinking about the part that is more machine wise. Because, for example, let's talk about hats. We have a Panama hat, right? They're done by hand.
Right.
What?
So Rod.
Yeah.
Every motorcycle helmet that's got a graphic on it.
Yeah.
It takes about 3 to 5 hours to apply the graphic on that helmet because it's like a model. You dip the helmet in a bathtub and then you squeegee out all the bubbles on that water slide. And then you got to UV clear coat that helmet. And sometimes you're going to paint it. So depending if it's a carbon shell or whatever, if it's raw carbon, it's going to be exposed, but you're still going to clear coat it. Or you're going to base coat that paint, stick it in a tub, apply the decals to it, which is just like weathering and painting. And then you're going to UV coat it again. And then it's going to go out in the production line to get all the soft parts put in it, like the helmet lining. And
so it's not mechanized. It's done by hand. That's what you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. There's only, like, if they're going to paint like just the base coat, like if it's a white helmet, that's all automated. But as soon as it comes out, it's going into, like, there's probably 50 people on the floor and they all have these little bathtubs and they have their decal sheets and they dip the helmet in the water and they have to apply them by hand.
When you said that this is like the painting part, but is this as technical as the painting? Because, for example,
absolutely, because it's going to take a lot less time to paint a clone than it is going to squeegee out a complex motorcycle graphic on a helmet, because it takes on average 5 to 7 hours per helmet just to get the decals on. That's not the base coat paint, and that's not the clear coating.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
and like
it's
Shane
all
was
done by
saying,
hand, dude.
right.
And there's only females on the line because men don't have the patience to put the graphics on the helmet.
I don't have a patience. I'm already tired. Just hearing about it.
Yeah.
And like Seamus said here too, like, unless someone sits down with Howard, we're all guessing, right? So,
Exactly.
and I agree. But you know, it brings up an interesting point about, you know, having troopers, because like you're saying, okay, let's say they release a Stormtrooper, but then they look at sales figures on that, or then they decide, oh, well, you know what? Wouldn't it be better if we just release Ahsoka? Right.
Seriously.
As an example, right? I mean, because we know she's coming.
Yep.
She'll probably be I know we keep saying it, but this week, maybe?
I'm hoping Thursday. I'm really hoping. I'm praying Thursday.
I'm praying November.
Yeah.
What do you think? The
Something's got to
background-
release this week. If not her, maybe it, or with it being so close to Halloween, or that CW Flash, or her. I really that's my guess for the next, you know, 3 releases. But I really get I feel it in the force this week.
That's what I'm
You're
thinking
right. I
too.
hope you're right.
And I'm sorry, what were you saying, Joe?
Was this low batch run?
Ooh.
I don't know. She was on was she on the list?
She was on the list.
I don't think she was. I
No.
don't
Not
think she was on the list.
but then when they launched the second one and people started canceling her, there was a
Right.
move. And there's people saying that it is small batch. People are saying that it isn't. So now we don't know anymore. But at the beginning, she wasn't. But then when they launched the Rosario one, everybody just started canceling.
Yeah,
Crazy.
there was a lot of that going on.
Crazy. And when this was released, it broke the internet last year. Or
Yeah,
that's
right. That's what I was about to say.
Crack Sideshow or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I still think that she looks great, and I'm
Yeah.
I'm
Look at
not
that.
really.
Look at that. Sorry, that's a reason for you to use the helmets that you don't use from 501. You see?
There you go. Yeah.
No, yeah, no, you're right. I mean, this complements
I'm just
very
saying,
well, right?
a lot of them,
Yeah.
there's no use for these. I'm just saying.
Later
Dude,
Ren.
Rod could
Later
do
Ren
that scene
789.
really well.
Yeah.
He's got so many helmets.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, and all you have to do is just make some pikes and or whatever, and have a nice, you know, a really cool looking display. I mean,
That
yeah,
would
I think she looks great. I think it's safe to say that we're all gonna pick her up, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys think
Wasn't
about
one
the
of the ones
rumor
that
of the updated Rosario Dawson head sculpt?
I don't believe it.
You don't believe it?
I don't believe it.
So you think that these promo pics are gonna be this is the final? This is what we're getting right here?
I think
Of
that's
this one?
very close. I think
This
that's
one, yeah.
very close to the cartoon.
Yeah.
And I don't think they have any reason to change it, because if they try, because that's not from Mandalorian, that's people forget that's Clone Wars.
Right.
It's written there. So makes no sense to that. Why would they spend more money in it for something that's going to be dubious at most for people looking at it?
It's a good point.
I agree.
I
That's a
think
good
this
point.
one
I agree,
looks
too.
great.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah,
You know, I
and like
love that
Seamus
one.
saying there, same thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
There isn't.
No.
Mm-mm. That looks
No,
great.
it looks great.
Yeah, like this
So,
promo
yeah.
when because this picture was, when did this come
This
out?
one they did.
Oh my.
January, February they released this,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
something like
looks
that.
so
Yeah.
good.
and I pre-ordered it that day. So I mean, it's already almost done. I actually got this one through Sideshow, so I
So
think I
that's
have
all-
like,
you may be going to get it for last or middle or first. We don't know.
yeah, I don't know because
Yeah.
I did put down the day they put this out.
Yeah. It was a day one.
So
for
who
me.
knows?
So that
Yeah,
means
right. It would be interesting to see who gets it first or how
Yeah.
long we're going to be
Yeah.
waiting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they never know how that works. But I think, yeah, she looks great. I don't think just from these promos from, you know, almost a year now or close to, if they release her just like this,
I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
completely happy.
Nobody's going to be mad. Yeah.
No one.
It looks like this.
No, you know, and that's the thing. And like Rod was saying, like this is not Mandalorian. So it
And
shouldn't
then-
Yeah,
it shouldn't
exactly.
reflect
Another
that.
thing, harken back on that, you kind of, I'm kind of feeling you, Rodrigo, because they don't want to have any more Tony Stank problems where they showed us a prototype, and then they retweaked the prototype,
Yep.
and then we're like, what the hell is this?
Exactly.
A
Why
younger
would-
Rosario Dawson one would be, if done right, would be cool. I wouldn't be mad at that either, but just give me what you promised. You know?
But yeah, but
You know,
what I'm
I
saying,
agree.
doesn't is that, for example,
What's
let's
up, Loco?
imagine somebody that
What's up,
does
buddy?
not watch Mandalorian. Okay, they loved Clone Wars, and they order her from Clone Wars, and they get Rosario Dawson. They're like, "What the hell is that?"
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, the other way around, it wouldn't happen because if you've seen both, you know they're both different. You're happy with that. So there's no reason for that, especially
Yeah,
since
there
they're
isn't.
actually launching both.
Yeah, but you know that's the thing, and that's what. Like I know everybody's different, right? We all have different budgets, we all have different tastes. But it's interesting that you brought that up. That you know a lot of us pre-ordered her as soon as she was announced, and then a lot of us, as us meaning collectors, canceled her. You know the pre-order when the Mandalorian came out.
Right.
Because if you can only afford one, there's a lot of people that, especially before this one and the Anakin and the Obi-Wan from Sideshow cartoon style came out, usually people rather have the lookalike that looking like the actor that plays the character, right?
Right.
Right.
So that's the thing. If you think like the cartoon as the actor, so now this one is the actor for the cartoon, and the Rosario Dawson is the actor for the Mandalorian. So I get that that's what the reason they actually canceled it at the time. But you know, and of course, like you said, we have different budgets. If you can only afford one, I would probably get the Mandalorian one too, simply because if I could get both, I would rather have the actress, which is going to be way harder to be done. So it's going to be more artistic than the one that's cartoonish.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Hey, Loco.
Hey, Loco, how you doing, bud? Carbonite Kid, yeah, okay. So the he said Ahsoka went up for pre-order August 26th last year.
That's the day I pre-ordered. Yeah.
Yep. So that's when it was. Okay, Manahawk Collectibles, Dante. According to our sources, we should expect an update on the head sculpt. It could mean an improvement on the actual prototype or a younger version of Rosario Dawson.
Very scared about that.
I'm a little, I agree. I'm a little scared on the latter. I don't know if I want her to look like her.
Right.
I mean, the improvements,
I wouldn't mind.
Maybe.
I wouldn't mind if the improvements were to make her more looking like the Clone Wars.
Right.
Yeah. You know, that would be pretty cool.
Head,
I'll take that. Yeah.
But not looking more like Rosario. At least not.
You got a point when it comes to that. Yeah, the one's one, the one's the other. You know, they're not.
Yeah,
really,
exactly.
They
and
never
the thing is, and why a lot of people canceled, I'm not sure why, because you're going to end up having
both.
There you go.
Yep.
Right.
And you have Anakin.
Comes out. Let's say people. Let's say it comes out this week, right? And let's say they change enough to look like a young Rosario Dawson. I'll just cancel the second one. I don't need two Rosario Dawsons. You know what I'm saying?
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
I would just cancel the second one.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's not what they did, but we'll see. Hey, Lane.
Yeah. No, I agree. You don't need to have two Rosario Dawsons at all. Don't don't take away from Clone Wars.
What if they give us an extra head sculpt? And I know that's just wishful thinking, because why would they put that much money in?
That would be too nice.
Like a twofer, right?
We would do that. Yeah, I would be down with it.
Yep.
Well, of course.
An option. Options are always good, right? Options are always good.
Yep. Dante was just saying it could be just an improvement on.
Yeah. That would be better.
Yeah.
I think that's the general consensus right there. I mean, leave her as Clone Wars.
Yeah, Dante also says that he would love a version of Rosario Dawson, a younger one. I would be fine with a younger version. It's just that I wouldn't get the older one, then I wouldn't get two. It's just,
Yeah, what's up with that Obi-Wan?
I know. I mean, is that
what's up with that?
Right? Because we're thinking about that too. But I mean, I don't know.
What?
No, we don't have a Shane's custom. We're still waiting for Hot Toys, man. And
we're still waiting on Shane.
Right? I mean, it is an interesting point though, because if you are a Mando collector, you know, then obviously you're going to get that Ahsoka.
Yeah,
but all this, we're getting tons of Clone War stuff. So for all the Clone War love, I mean, you have to have her with the, Rex, the 501st. Now we've got this Anakin.
Yeah.
I think he's around the corner as well. I think this is all 2021 releases. I mean, what, Brother Cousins, what do you think, man?
Absolutely, because they gotta get this stuff out the door because there's so much new stuff coming up with with the Kenobi show and Mandalorian season 3, and then we got Mandalorian season 2 figures, dropping. I mean, shoot, Bo-Katan she's probably dropping like top of the new year, so they got to get this Clone Wars stuff out. So yeah, I think this is gonna be a November release. Absolutely.
November, you're thinking, huh? What about you?
Yeah.
What about you, Joe? You think November?
Yeah, I think November. I think our pocketbooks are going to be hurting.
Yeah, it's really what I'm thinking too. And I see Rod, you have something there. What do you got going on right there?
You got your Anakin?
Oh, I know what that is.
That's he only shows up with his back, because his front is so bad.
Well, let's see. And what is this exactly for people who don't know?
That's the sideshow version of that one.
Oh.
That's so old.
Well, they make they're on par with Hot Toys, right? Let me see their sculpt.
Look at those. If
Let's
you
see that head sculpt.
shift to the shared image and you look at the of the clothes, it's just crazy,
Yeah, but I'm interested in seeing the sculpt.
No, you're not.
I think we are. Are we interested? Everybody in chat?
Yeah.
Oh,
Whoa.
my
Yo,
God.
is that young Han Solo? What the hell?
It looks like a Ken doll.
It looks like something that I don't know where the heck this comes from. Like hell, I don't know. I mix normal people with cartoon.
And there it goes.
Oh God.
Wow. All right. So
Cartoon with people. I don't know. What is that? They don't need to choose, people. It's both. It's a person and a cartoon.
yeah, I don't know. Is that something that we
there you
want to, geez. So that's that. And that's the Hot Toys.
But the clothes, the body and the
I can-
clothes, it's very
Look at
close.
Knights of
Very
Ren's
close.
comment.
Yeah. There's so many. Oh, all right. Yeah, let's just peek here. Okay. You have the stab coming. Oh, yeah. Book of Boba.
Turn it.
Why is the face being hidden? Show us. Oh, the monstrosity. Oh, it's the
A shame.
A shame.
fuck, save the children. Yeah, Ken is Anakin. Skywalker.
You're Peter Skywalker. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, yeah, exactly, guys. I mean, oh my goodness. We got Sean coming in real quick. What's up,
Hey, what's
bud?
going on, Sean?
What's
Hey,
up?
how's it going?
Hey, we were just talking about the what you just saw there, I think. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, so I think we'll count our blessings that Hot Toys version's coming soon because
Right.
I did not even think about that.
It's interesting because if you think about it, other than the head sculpt, it's pretty much on point. So if you were able to get a
Dante.
head sculpt, a good head sculpt, it would cover. Why are you laughing?
Yeah.
Joe?
Hmm.
Except me
Dante's
with zero
comments.
skills could have done better.
True.
Oh man. Yeah, that's a rough one. Well, I mean, then again, how old is that figure?
Jeez.
Year does this come out? I don't remember.
I know I had it, I think, in 2013 or 14 or
Wow.
somewhere around there.
Yeah, it's a
So-
long.
So it could have been before that, but not too far before that.
Nice soul nightmare.
Okay. So it's a bit old, 7-8 years.
No.
Yeah, but I mean, we can go back 7-8 years ago and look at some Hot Toys too and be like, those were pretty dope.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's hard to gauge,
But-
Right,
I got my DX07 at the same time, so
yeah.
and that's amazing. So
For real.
Sean Bean. That's the gag everywhere. Oh, that's funny, man. Yeah, how you doing too, man? Yeah, we're having a good day. How about you? I always say Sean Bean, but
S beam.
it's awesome, man. Yeah, it's just so crazy, right? Because the you can't compare. You just can't compare. that Anakin versus Anakin is just night and day. You know, and I know, Rod, you're saying, yeah, the wardrobe is good and everything, but I mean, at the end of the day, you're not really checking out the wardrobe.
But then that means you just need a head. Then
Yeah, sure, but I mean, no, totally. So yeah, and I agree.
Head sculpt and send it to Shane.
you're not looking at the body and the clothes. Then you just need the head.
Right.
You're gonna be a head collector.
Well, I think he's I'm gonna agree with you guys though. I think he's gonna be coming this month or November. I mean, he's got to be right. I know it's speculation, but there's so much that's slated for January that's going to be pushed back. Like we've said, and like Brother Cousins was saying. I mean, we have Book of Boba Fett coming, Mando season 3, Ahsoka, Obi-Wan. Those shows should all be coming next year, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna go on the left then and be the only one saying differently. This is not gonna come this year.
Well, if it's not going to come this year, it's at least going to come first quarter next year because they're going to want to unload these before the new shows roll out.
Still, again, everybody else is saying that's coming out now or in November. I'm saying that's gonna come out next year.
Dante's thinking December.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be a good time because with what's going on, what has happened, and
Do it for the head.
for all Christmas and all that, I think that would be a good thing for them to do. But if they don't do it for December, they will do it around first quarter next year.
Yeah, just thinking of the fact that it actually comes with a vehicle.
Yeah, the step.
The step's nice.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they want to push that for the December. This one for the December. Because of the amount of figures they're gonna have already in December, and the problems that you guys are having already in the ports,
Yeah.
Of course, it will depend on if things get better in November, but I don't think so. I think that's gonna come maybe in January.
What I'm dying to know is if Rod, with all of those damn clones, if they release battle droids, he's screwed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because you got to get 100 battle droids to equal
right.
all your clones. Dude.
That's
I'm
right.
investing in another printer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that may be something you'd have to do for that.
And then I'll just
Definitely.
get one.
We'd have to scale like 4 battle droids per trooper.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll just get one.
Master Bilbro's wondering, do you think we'll have to build that stab? I don't think so. I think it's just going to be one piece.
Like the bike.
Yeah, you might have to add a couple things here and there. Yeah.
Like the bike.
Yeah, maybe a couple very small things, or just to have it propped on a stand. But
I think the base would be already put together. This would be a little piece here or there to just fit in the box. But I don't think it'll be like you have to build your own thing together.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I don't think so. And that's going to go. I mean, the interesting thing with that is because the sculpt is very movie-like, that you can still put that Anakin with pretty much anything. I think.
Exactly. Yeah. Totally agree.
Yeah. So it's gonna, it's not just gonna be a niche, figure in my opinion. And plus, I mean, come on. I mean, you're looking at light side, dark side Anakin is really all we have, and those are out of reach for a lot of people.
Yeah. Completely.
Yeah, so I'd be very interested to see what happens after that. Now, I think they'll still hold value, but I don't think they'll be that high, right? I think, in fact, I think they're going to both drop a bit.
I think
because of that.
For some reason, I think Dark Side will stay high a little bit.
Dark Side will be the higher of the two for sure.
Yeah,
but I think everybody's going to be picked because Anakin's a couple $100.
Yeah.
That's the better deal for what I mean, if everybody's looking for one.
Well, I think right now you get that one because once I think once the Obi-Wan show comes out, you're going to see an increase in Anakin.
Yeah.
Even just regular dark side Anakin, because I think the Obi-Wan show is going to put shine a light on that character and especially that actor. Like the feel you get from Mandalorian season 1 and 2, they know how to write and give the proper respect to these characters, and Anakin is probably going to be one of those that's going to get a lot of focus to kind of reinvent for people.
Oh yeah, for sure. Hey Jason, what's up, man? Glad you can join us.
What's up?
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. And it's so hard because you start thinking about these things. Okay, I want this character, I want that character, so on and so forth. But then, and like Joe was saying earlier, that we're usually used to having these like
Downtime.
yeah, there's downtimes, and now all of a sudden it's just boom, 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 which is what we've already just witnessed and experienced, and now there's still so much more.
Yep.
You know, and
Right.
everything that's, you know, I'm sorry, slated for, you know, that January release oftentimes gets pushed a little bit earlier, especially if we're getting them first batch overseas. So it's like everything we're looking at has this kind of January, February projected time, and I'm thinking,
That's
that guy.
you know, here we go with Jango, and I'm thinking
Yeah,
he's coming. He's got to be here before end of year too.
he's
Damn.
paid.
You think so?
I think so. He's been announced for a long time.
That doesn't mean anything for Hot Toys.
Well, you would think, but yet everything that's been out already, right, and has
we're just
a
waiting
release
on him.
date of January, February, it sounds like a lot of this is getting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sounds like it's
Yeah.
coming now.
I think
Yeah,
it's
and then you got to
October.
think about with the book of Boba Fett coming out. You know, anything that even looks like a Mandalorian, you know, is a cash grab. So I could see
Oh, yeah.
them, you know, pushing
Release
this out
that.
quick.
I mean, look at the sculpt.
Yeah,
That's
amazing.
I love this figure.
Yep.
All the sculpts from the clones are awesome, right? Just,
Yeah, they're so good.
And look at the armor on this thing. You know,
Yeah.
and like brother's saying, like it's Mando hype.
And
Exactly.
not only that, I'll tell you that because the original Jango sucks. It's like almost like self-destructive. You attach things to him, and then pieces fall off. It's just crazy.
Right.
So that's something that even the body will be better. No question.
Oh,
Right.
absolutely.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, and you know, and like DK said, he keeps forgetting about Jango. A lot of people forgot about Jango.
Yeah.
You know, it got you know, along with many figures, you know, Lando included. You know, it just they kind of got swept under the hype of, you know, Mandalorian and what's been going on with Star Wars and
Right.
all these new announcements that, you know, time goes by and we're like, oh yeah,
Exactly.
this was coming, you know. And it's crazy. Yeah, he, you know, on Sideshow he's slated between January to March is what it says. So, you know, I count it as a January,
possible.
right? I always count
Yeah.
the early
Which year?
next year.
Oh, 22.
Yep. 22.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, and at January, you know, again, we're going to get, you know, earlier releases in Hong Kong, you know, it's always that way. It's always that way. So if Sideshow's saying January to March, to be fair, so he may actually teeter out and we may actually see him overseas in January.
Yep.
Possibly. But again, I mean, this doesn't look very, you know, they announced this a while ago. It's Mando armor. You know, not to say that they don't have to put a lot of work into this, but there's a lot of familiar parts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they've been working hard on these sculpts, and I'm thinking I hope he doesn't fly under the radar for a lot of people, because I don't think they're gonna make another Django, to be honest.
No, I think
Is
this is the
anybody
one.
getting this?
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
That's-
definitely getting this.
Oh, I'm getting it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Definitely.
figure wise, they're gonna go forward. They're gonna go with the progression of the shows because that's what the sales like kind of equal with. Like they're on a parallel increase with the shows, and there may be some like people were saying in the chat here, some flashbacks of Jango, but if the show isn't focused on Boba's past, they're probably not really going to focus on Jango in the future.
Yeah, especially because Jango, when Jango dies, Boba is still a kid, so I don't know if they're gonna go that far back, you know.
Yeah,
Exactly.
no, and I don't think they would. You know, it's still Django, and if
It's
nothing
still
else,
Jango.
you know, you can pose him with Dooku, as we saw in the image. I mean,
Oh yeah.
but
Oh,
he's and here's the
he's a
thing, and this is all
must get.
this is speculation, right? But if the Book of Boba Fett ends up getting a return of Mace Windu, just saying,
Then you have to have him in.
Now you're just
Right.
tripping.
Absolutely.
That's not happening.
you never know. You never know. I don't, you know.
I know.
No,
I know.
never say never.
Yeah, never say
tell
never,
you.
bro.
especially in that industry, especially with Disney, Marvel, or Star Wars, especially Star Wars. Never say never right now, because if they can get Hayden Christensen to come back to reprise the role of Darth Vader, it's not within the realm of possibilities to get Mace Windu to come back.
I'm sorry, did you literally put them in the same level? Because they're not on the same level actors.
No. But it's not within the realm of possibility that they will try to bring him back.
Yeah, I agree.
What I'm saying is that I don't think he would never go back to do a small part, because it would be a small part, or it would be a big part that would prevent
No, he will. He definitely will if he loves what they're doing, because in all the Avengers movies, except for maybe the first Avengers and everything else, he's done small parts. If you think about all of what he's done with Nick Fury, it's all been small parts. He will pop in a movie or a TV show. Remember, he did Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
If he loves the character and loves what's going on with it, he will come back.
And
keep in mind, he was getting into some shit on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
He already said he would come back.
Yeah, because he was posting like kind of hint stuff, and they're like, "You got to take that stuff down," or maybe it was just he was just clickbaiting or whatever. You don't know. You don't know.
He said he wants back in.
Yeah, and he's always wanted to. So I think
he loved the character. Like, to him, it was one of his I think one of the funnest jobs he had.
Yeah,
and like I said, he said he would always return. He wants to return, even if it's for a couple episodes, because it's a small run show. That's fine, because Disney will just pay out the ass to have him in there anyway.
They did with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and that was not even a streaming service. That was just on ABC.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. And that's the thing. And I'm just saying, maybe it won't happen. Maybe we're just speculating and it's just rumor, and whatever. That's fine. But if it does happen, then it makes you wonder about, like what Shane was saying. Like, you want to have Jango, and by then, he might already be gone.
It's too late. Don't sleep.
Exactly. So for right now, I think he's going to be going for 275.
Right.
I would much rather. I would rather grab him now.
Yeah, grab him now.
Coming to find out and have regrets in a year and a half.
Yep.
When he's
in a year.
KTSO priced.
Yeah,
and I think he would be. I think
he would be too.
Easily.
Yeah, I'm 100% on board with that one. So, and then on top of that, we would get a Hot Toys. I mean, that would be the coolest thing.
That would be.
Oh no, that's a given. If he's in the show, a Hot Toy is going to be made.
Yeah.
No, I agree. And it's just crazy. Now he's more speculative, because we don't even know if he's going to be in a show.
Right.
We just know what we already have announced, and these early,
But that's theorizing what is going to be coming up with it. What's coming out now, like the fact that we know Jango's coming out. Jango, for most fans, especially like the prequel fans, they're going to get him because they love that character. The response that came out when they released him years ago was great. And just the possibility that we know that Disney and all that are now getting into like meshing all of them, all the sequels and the original trilogies together with these new Disney Plus shows. It's just a good theory and possibility to invest in the future. It's like to get them now or not get them. But who knows what they're going to do? Who else are they going to release? What else are they going to release? And if they release something that's going to pair with Jango so well, that's what you're saying. Is this?
Yeah. It'll complement with them,
Exactly. Well, Jango can complement with other characters,
sure, like figures
that you have.
You can put him with Dooku, or hell, if not, I would put him with another Boba and just have a little,
a little father-son thing,
Yeah. I think that would be a really cool.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how small the part is. I mean, they were enough to make a patrol trooper who was in the film for 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
They made him,
right?
And that's a trooper, yeah. But how many people would want a Mace Windu or they have to. You look at it that way, maybe if they know they're gonna make some money off it, I think they'd do it.
Yeah, well, especially now with Filoni and Favreau at the helm. We've already seen what's going on. Like, they're really trying to bridge a gap of generations between.
We can't be mistaken. I can be mistaken, but the thing is, I think if they were going to do Mace Windu, they would have done it already. So they haven't done because there's an issue. Okay, there's an issue either in the contract with the actor, either in the contract with the distributor. For whatever reason, they haven't done it. Okay, will they just wait now to do it? I don't think so, because like you guys, everybody was saying, everybody would buy a Waste Windu, right? Everybody wants it. So they know that. So why didn't they do it already?
Well, I think partly because,
there.
Maybe they were waiting on it. Maybe they knew for a while. I mean, who knows? We can speculate until we're blue in the face, really.
Yeah.
I mean, but
it could be that they haven't done it yet because they haven't chosen the right moment to bring him back in the media.
Sure.
Not just as Hot Toys, but just back as general. Like, because you remember, like, if you don't know what happened to him. He could be dead. He could be alive. So that's one reason probably why they haven't made the figure yet. It's because they're waiting for the right moment, or they were waiting to hear to see when they think it's the best time to release it.
But again, that's what I'm saying. He's not a figure that you need to wait to see if you're gonna sell it or not. You're gonna sell it. If they did one now with the old, they will sell it.
No, it would sell, but I think they're waiting for the peak moment to sell.
Yeah, it could be. And keep in mind, I mean, we just recently got Qui-Gon. They could have made him a long time ago. So it's it could just be a case of Hot Toys being Hot Toys, or it could just be, maybe new stuff's coming on. So
you gotta remember, there's like three parties involved. There's Hot Toys, Disney, and of course, Sam Jackson. Like there's 3 parties involved. It doesn't take like a quick 3 to 6 months. Some legal issues could take years. So maybe that could be it, but who knows? We're just speculating right now. As fans and collectors, we're just putting it out there in the ether for them to hear us. Hey,
right? That I think we all agree we want to see Mace Windu return.
We all
exactly.
You know what I mean? Because that's the thing. But even then, I mean, if it happens, great. I'm all for it. Yeah. But it's really all about what we have already. And again, it's like the list just keeps getting crazier and crazier. It
does.
With all these, because these are all supposed to be coming out like very soon. And I'm afraid for a lot of people who have a lot of pre-orders, or that everything's going to get hit all at once.
Yep.
And before you know it, like you're, if it's with Sideshow or whatever, then you're going to have another, like $1,000 charges, for all these, because it's all they're bringing these all out. And I'm thinking, I mean, I think Maul's going to be here too. He's another one.
Yeah,
I think he'll be here before end of the year.
Absolutely.
Yep.
100%. I'm a little weirded out with the head sculpt because this looks a lot like Solo Maul's head sculpt.
It does. I was just about to say that. Yeah.
So I don't know if this is going to be a case where they're going to update and give us a photo update, sculpt update or not, but I'm just he's still pretty dope. I think I'm gonna get him. I have Solo Maul. I miss Phantom Menace. I'll probably get him eventually, but I mean, I don't know. Joe, are you gonna grab him? You don't have any Mauls yet, do you?
Yeah, I've got Solo Maul.
Okay, you do have Solo Maul. All right. Well, either way, I mean, is this still something that you want to grab?
Yeah, I pre-ordered day 1. Yeah.
I've got to say, I like shirtless Maul.
Yeah, that's sick.
It's sick. I like all the tats. I don't care about the exposed joints. I think it still looks.
Looks dope.
It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like akin to the Carnage. Yeah. His joints are exposed, but he's not one color. So I think it meshes in like really, really good.
Right.
So I mean, yeah, I'm weirded out a little. Like I said, the head sculpt, I think they need to fix it a little or change it somehow. I think it looks a little too much. See, like that looks a little different. He's got this little grin right there, but I don't see that. Maybe it's just the angle. I mean, it's hard. We're gonna have to see. I mean, it's something I'm definitely grabbing.
Does this one have the rotating eye system?
It should.
It should.
If I recall.
Look at that scene. Look at that. You need to do that.
Yeah. I think me and Rod are going to have to 3D print this box.
Yeah, we will.
Because it's probably cardboard or something.
Yeah.
You heard he's single jointed. Yeah, I don't know. We can take a look. Yeah, maybe. I don't know though. Let's
He
look at
might
these
be.
pictures.
I think he is.
Yeah.
Look at his shirtless.
Yeah.
Well, looking at these images, I'm not seeing any double jointed poses. That brings up an interesting point.
I think on the shirtless one, you can tell that he's not.
Yeah.
Double
Yeah, we'll be able to
jointed.
tell for sure here if it's just auto scrolling. I think Rod's
And I
messing
think,
with his thing.
yeah, it
What
looks single. And I think that's
Yep.
like that because they want it to look better with the shirt off.
Yeah.
Right.
I think with the double jointed, it has too many bends to. I don't know. I would have liked it probably either way, but I like it like this too.
Yeah, that's what I'm
It doesn't
thinking.
bother
It does look single. Damn, yeah. Well, either way, that's still gonna be good. Like you said, it's just it would be too I think it'd be a little too noticeable, right?
Yeah.
But not bad. I mean, brother, you're gonna grab them too, right?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get it. I have the episode 1 Maul, and I still think that's my favorite Maul.
Same.
But I really did want the Solo Maul, and my cousin actually has that one, and I remember posing and reviewing it, and then I was like, I'm gonna go get it, and I went to Sideshow, and it was gone. So I was like, damn, because the Solo one with the robot legs and everything is just it's amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna get this one just because I missed that one.
Yeah. Well, he also does look pretty cool. I mean, the fact that he's Clone Wars, and he's you can take the shirt off. That's how I would pose him.
Yeah.
Personally, right? Because
Right.
Solo Maul is badass. Like, I think his legs are way cooler than these.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I think
These
this
look
would
metal
fit.
boots.
Yeah, these just looks like metal boots. Exactly, like just armor, which is okay. But I think pairing them up like this in a Clone Wars display, it's hard to just say, no, I'm going to skip him if you're getting, all this other Clone Wars stuff.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's the hard part, because I do have, like I said, most of us have them all, but
That body
You know,
though, the shirtless body, that's
yeah, that
Yeah.
sells it to me. That
Yeah.
sells
Yeah,
it to me.
Yeah.
For me, I would never pose like that with no shirt, simply because I don't like the showing the
Joints.
seams. The seams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's something that annoys me when I look at it. So if I'm looking at it at this figure,
Like right
posing
there,
like
that just
I keep looking at I keep looking. It just breaks a little bit of the fantasy, you know what I mean? When you look at the figure, like, oh, this looks like the movie. I look at it, this looks like a figure.
like you
Yeah.
think it looks. Yeah, it look more like a toy to you
Exactly.
in that sense.
Yeah.
That's me. That's just me.
Understand that.
It's just
Yeah.
No,
I mean, it would
I
be
agree.
great, like for some custom people that do work out there to do like some like battle damage, raged out Maul with that body. Like
Yeah.
get a head sculpt where he's like just screaming or like angry face, and then just like get some clothes and stuff like that that are all like singed and burned by lightsaber damage.
Yeah, that would be pretty
be cool.
badass.
You could 3D
'Cause-
print some spider legs.
Well,
Yeah.
the spider legs,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what we were saying in chat. Like the spider legs would be pretty dope looking too. And I'm thinking, and I talked to Shane about it too. Is I think I would put the Phantom Menace Maul head on this, assuming this is magnetic like the other two.
Yeah.
And then I would probably take them apart and give them the Solo legs.
I
And
confess
have-
that I
Solo
wanted
legs are
something
sick.
like this.
Yeah.
This face.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
There
pretty
you
much
go.
what I would
Yeah,
emulate.
Yeah.
I would have, like,
That's
for me.
cool.
Very
Yeah.
similar to that. Take the Solo robes, and then take the Phantom Menace robes and cut them up. Get a kind of tethered thing. I mean, you're gonna be damaging 3 figures to do this, but I don't care. I think it would look amazing
right.
if you were able to
It would
like
look
mix
sick.
all 3 of them.
Because
Yeah.
when he has like expression like that, he looks amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Because that's the thing. I have that statue. It's just when you look at that, you don't see the seams. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no seams, of course.
Right.
So you look like it's almost like it's frozen. That picture is just, for me, it's like something. Anyway,
No, I agree. I agree. Oh, what's this? Some DC Back to the Future.
Oh yeah, we just moving on.
Oh yeah. You got a Boba Fett Deluxe there.
Just let me know where to move into.
Well, I think that's about it for the Star Wars figures, right? I mean, the most recent things
Well,
that I think were coming.
The Boba
Tusken Raider and
Two pack?
the Boba
Oh yeah, I
two-pack.
forgot about the Tusken Raider.
Oh
Tusken
yeah,
Raider.
Tusken
yeah.
Raider. Yeah, good point, Joe. That's probably
People are gonna sleep on that one too, I think.
And that's
Yeah,
going to get up in
yeah.
value. Yep.
that's a tough one. I mean, I want to definitely get Tusken Raiders, but now I'm torn because I don't know how many to get. Because I don't think
Choose
one's
something.
enough,
He was fine.
Remember, you got to put them in a single row.
That one.
right? Just have them walk single file.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
To
Shane.
hide
I
their
mean,
numbers.
is that
Yeah.
Shane's grabbing them, right? Of course. I mean,
Oh yeah, I'll get them.
you think
I'll
just
get 'em. He's
one
not-
or?
Oh yeah, I just need one. I just put them up with my other. Yeah.
I'll tell
Yeah.
you that I like comparing like this. I like the sideshow version.
Well, the sideshow version is dirtier,
Yeah, because that
which is something I like.
It should be dirt, you know.
Yeah, it shouldn't
Yeah.
be that clean.
Right.
should be
I
that
agree.
clean.
Exactly.
He's pretty clean, right? We can all agree on that.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like he just came
is.
out
Clean.
of
washed
doing
it.
laundry.
The
I
only
mean, that's
dirty-
fine. We live in a desert, so you can just put them outside for a while and you'll be good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And let's ruin
Yeah.
the other hot toy.
It's just-
Well, I mean, hey, I would say either Shane or Joe, I would have you guys kind of just dirty them up,
Weathering.
Look at
Just
that.
kind of do
look at
some
that.
weathering, some airbrush.
Yeah.
It looks like
That's
he
a
came
cool-
from the store.
That's a classy Tusken Raider. He's going. That's him going on a date night.
Right?
Yeah. No, he is super, super clean. He is
It's
super
crazy
clean.
how clean this shit is.
Yeah. But I mean, it's still a Hot Toys Tusken Raider, and we don't have one. So,
Even his pouches are new. Look at that. This pouch. Look at that. Look at these
Yeah.
pouches.
he needs to be very, very
Easy
weathered. That's
weathered.
my only drawback on him.
Yeah.
I think people
That's
may
easy.
sleep on him a bit because of this. Plus, he's just,
Yeah, I
a
think they're
Tusken
sleeping
Raider,
on 'em, for sure.
Yeah.
which,
True.
is not to discredit Tusken
I
Raiders,
think
but
wait for the book of Boba Fett because they're gonna have Tusken Raiders because he mentioned he was saved by Tusken Raiders. So there's gonna be something
Well,
with
that one
Tusken Raiders in
before
the book of Boba Fett.
We already had them on the Mandalorian, right?
yeah, that's because this is a Mandalorian release.
Yeah, but they're gonna do something with him with the book of Boba, I think.
Yeah, but I think that'd be a little bit of a dick move. I mean, realistically, if they release this and then they give us like
That's
a
Darth
dirty
Vader.
version from Book of Boba Fett,
Yeah, that would piss
Right?
me off.
I
Yeah.
don't think a lot of
think they
people.
released 2 of these. I don't
I'm
think
not
so.
sure.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think we're gonna get a ton
The
of
cheapest sideshow one's like $315 on eBay.
Damn.
Right.
That's actually true.
Yeah.
Anthony, like right there with the
Sexual.
Soul Nightmare, it is just a prototype photo. So
Yeah,
it is possible
is
that
true.
this isn't what we're actually gonna get. This isn't the
Yeah.
finalized product.
Yeah, he's right. Maybe it will be better, but maybe it will be worse. We never know with
No.
Hot Toys, right?
Oh,
yeah.
just spent $1,200 on a Tusken.
Well, Lord. Oof.
Mm.
American dollars?
Is it
That's
a
a
real
lot.
like life sized?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What were you saying though, Joe? I'm sorry.
I think we're gonna get a ton of figures from Book of Boba Fett.
Oh
I
yeah.
think we're getting Bosk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we're gonna get bounty hunters. Yeah.
I think it would be great to
Yeah.
get the whole lineup of bounty hunters that were in New Empire. I mean Empire Strikes Back. You know that lineup that you had on the
Yeah.
Star Destroyer? Yeah.
That would
These
be.
ones? Like
I'll
these
take
ones.
that.
Anthony,
Buy that for $1.
Absolutely.
can you focus on this one, Anthony?
Oh, you changed your thing here. Yeah, let's take a look.
Yeah.
Ooh.
See?
Nice.
Boss, who else?
Very nice.
The two versions.
And those are sideshow?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all sideshow.
Those are nice. They did a damn good job on those.
Yeah, they're very good. The old ones, in some part of them, they are very good. The especially on these and these too. Of course, the band is very well done. It's also Sideshow.
Nice.
That looks
Is it?
amazing.
Yeah, they did some pretty good stuff back in the day.
They did.
Yeah.
Like, not gonna lie, they really did. And I'm wondering, like, if it's weird with Sideshow, right? Because Sideshow usually just re-releases stuff.
Yep.
They're not like a Hot Toys where they would have to specifically say, hey, I'm doing a reissue of whatever. But it's weird that there's so many of these that Sideshow has made.
Exactly. Cad Bane.
Yeah.
Maybe
Cad Bane would be
I'm
amazing too.
mistaken, but they probably had the license to do it and they don't have it anymore. Otherwise, why would they just not print this like money? I mean, Sideshow would do it for sure. You know what I'm
You
saying?
would think, right? So yeah, maybe it's a license thing because you're right. There's so many cool figures that they made, and then that was a wrap.
Because let's say maybe they had
Maybe
they
they
had
gotta paint 'em
like
in a
5
factory.
years, so that's 15
Maybe.
years ago. They just don't have it anymore.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Like I said, Greedo is a must.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I totally agree.
I agree with Joe. I think we're going to see a lot of bounty hunters in the Book of Boba Fett. I think that's kind of synonymous with Boba.
I don't mind at all. Hopefully, they will do it improved.
Especially with the theories of what the show is, how he's gonna take over the cartel, basically.
Yeah.
Or he's going after the cartel,
And he's going after everybody that's ever wronged him.
which is basically
Yeah,
everyone in the
so-
entire galaxy.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
those are things,
that-
they're all dead already, huh?
yeah. But either way, I mean, we have to wait to a couple more months,
Yep.
Yep.
and
Soon.
dude, we're gonna have a lot to talk about. We're gonna have a lot to talk about with that Book of Boba Fett. It's gonna be pretty good. I can't wait, and I can't wait to see if we get all different bounty hunters. That's a problem, right? Because we already have all this stuff coming.
Boba 2-pack.
It's insane. Yeah, Boba 2-pack. That's got to be hitting this year. I mean,
Absolutely.
I know we're all probably gonna get the Tusken Raider though, at least, right? At least one.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's gonna be the only
have to.
descent
Yeah.
voice every time. I don't think they're
So-
gonna do the double Boba this year. Maybe for Christmas.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It got pushed back, or pushed forward.
It got pushed forward.
I'm just saying, I don't see it. I don't see them doing this many figures simply because I keep thinking about their manufacturing limitations. And they keep saying that they are on the developing as fast as they can. So I don't know
I think this is what they were doing in that lull,
Me too.
Right.
Yeah.
especially on low batch number stuff. That's
That
why
makes sense.
everything is
true.
coming
That
out
could
at
be
once.
it. They're doing low batch and just going out, low batches, low
Exactly.
batches, low batches. Could be. But then, like I said in the other stream, that means they totally change their structure of business, because that means that they are outside saying to us, these are not toys anymore, these are collectibles. Because
That's
if they're
interesting.
going to do like little small batches.
That's interesting. Yeah. Good point.
You know what I'm
Ron.
saying?
Yeah.
No,
that's a
yeah,
good point.
that is a good point. Because it
Even-
could be.
They could
Sorry,
be
even-
segueing into that. Yeah.
Even if they decide to do a reissue, because the release was so small, even if they do a reissue, it will still be smaller than the current issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
So that's meaning literally changing their business view and saying, like, these are not toys, these are collectibles. I'm gonna come out as fast as I can. If you can afford it, you buy it. If you can't,
Yeah, that's a tough one. That is definitely, if they
Yes.
did something like that, it's going to be a change in business for sure.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like Joe was saying, the 2-pack did get pushed early. The date
Yeah.
changed.
Meaning they
So-
wouldn't have done that unless they had already been working hard on that guy.
Yeah. Because Sideshow wouldn't, that was on Sideshow's side. They wouldn't push the date back. It was like 5 months. They brought
Yeah.
it back to like right around now-ish, January. So
January.
they couldn't do that without Hot Toys saying,
And even
hey,
so January would make sense because Book of Boba Fett starts in the end of December, right? So
Yep.
they're gonna roll right through into January. So I think yeah.
If you look at what happened last year, that happened with the Beskar Mando. I think that dropped right towards the end, or it was like the last couple episodes of the of Mandalorian season 2 that came out.
Yep, exactly. And, I just wanted to double back real quick on this because Soul Nightmare was wondering any theories on how the Clone Wars Maul hood attaches. I don't think it's magnets, so it could scuff the paint on him.
Yeah.
Until it arrives, it could be anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
it could be sewn. It could be.
Well,
it's interesting.
Shane?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you think,
Just about
Shane?
to look at them. I was trying to find them.
Because it's interesting to note as well that Lando is not magnetic. And Brother Cousins, you have him.
Yeah, that killed me because that damn collar is just a pain in the ass. It feels like it has a wire in it, but the wire isn't. It's just a fabric wire. It's not a wire that you can pose. So his collar just sits up. It is a pain. It's a pain in the ass. That's my only gripe with that figure, though. But yeah, I just really wish they put more work into the cape, or like having some magnets for the lapels of the cape to actually like come down. So
yeah.
You didn't have a problem with, for example, with how the cape's attached, because that's been the complaint that I've been.
Well, I think that's screen accurate, right? That's how it was in the movie, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. I don't remember.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I think that's how. I gotta look at it again, but I think that's how it's attached in the movie. I think they did that for accuracy. And I mean, I'm fine with that as long as it's in the movie like that.
Yeah, if it's in the movie, we'd have to see. But it looks unsightly, and I know it's difficult because the strap's here and it's exposed, and then when you try to stretch, it gets taut, and it's like
you can really. Like draping the cape around him, it looks good. But when you try to do an action pose, you just see that the scene.
If you point a gun with him, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, see, because there's the strap right there.
Yep.
And you notice they don't really pose him showcasing that.
Yeah.
Exactly. They try to hide it.
Yeah. Which is, like that. He's got it held up.
Yep.
Shoulder to, chest there, it's just, but he's badass. Like
he is sick.
Yes.
Like mine will be here at some point. Because again, he's going to be gone on. They're not going to, maybe we get like a Return of the Jedi down the road.
Brother Cousins, what I would do, what I would have done if I were them, would be I would have that. Let's see if I find it again. The picture with it. Can't see any. So that's the closest one we can see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
The black stripe here. I would have the black stripe sewn into the shirt, or have nothing to do with the cape.
Yeah.
Solve the issue.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you said, just having magnets there, just to throw it around them, just like whose cape has magnets? Like Kylo Ren's cape, just have the magnets.
Dooku. Yep.
Or Dooku.
Dooku's is like that too.
Yeah.
In the movie, did he ever have the cape off in Empire?
Yeah. Oh, not in the Cloud City.
Because that may be one of the reasons why they did that. It's because he didn't. If he never had that off,
but if you notice,
there was no point to because then it's just really no point to permanently build it onto him.
Right.
Look at this picture. It doesn't look like it's part of the cape. It looks like it's part of the shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I remember. I could have swore it was like actually.
It looks like it's part of the sewing of the shirt.
It does.
And these are the pictures of him in the movie.
Yeah.
So
the
only thing that I heard people complaining
so
about.
they could have just made like a black stitching and then had it magnetic.
Black stitching this one.
Yep.
Yeah. I may modify mine and just put some little magnets in it.
Yeah.
That could be.
Good.
Yeah, like Carbonite Kid saying, I spent more time trying to get that cape to look halfway decent than I'd like to admit. I think we've probably all been there with various figures. Yeah. So it's yeah, you're right. We need to watch Empire again. It's been a minute. But yeah, I guess he did have it off. But even still, that is kind of a weird design choice. But yeah, it's just Hot Toys being Hot Toys, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I think a magnet, a magnet like Dooku or Kylo.
No brainer.
It would be nice, but you also got to remember that adds weight and that's shipping cost
It's not that
as
much.
well as production cost.
Like
Not
it's not much,
though.
but
all the
in-
shipping
but-
boxes I didn't get.
yeah.
Right.
But in the
In fact-
mass of like how much they do, maybe they weren't able to do it due to time restraints or just in
Or it
general.
could just simply be an oversight.
exactly.
I mean, we're all human.
Yeah,
even
'cause
companies.
they built them.
I think they made that choice.
Yeah, you're probably right. I'm probably giving him a little benefit, a little easy on him. What are we looking at here, Shane?
Those are the magnets for Dooku's under his suit
Yeah.
or his his fat suit. That's where the
Yeah.
magnets are right there. They're on the fat suit. So it's not.
You just happen to
and
have that
they're-
nearby. That's awesome.
I have everything. They just, but the funny part is, it's like paper thin. These magnets. It might be metal strips, and then the magnets are in the cape itself, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It could be.
probably. But I mean, that's still. I mean, we're looking at what was that 8, 10 figures? I mean, we didn't even talk about the artillery stormtrooper.
Yeah.
Mustard.
Sure.
Like
Mustard.
he'll be right. He's got to be around the corner too.
Just like
I was trying to think-
Stormtrooper, right? They
Yeah.
slept on him and he disappeared super quick.
And I definitely need to
Right.
get that because I just think having a mortar accessory is awesome.
That's
Exactly.
cool. Yeah.
That's pretty
You,
cool.
you don't even have to have the mortar with
We
the
could.
artillery trooper. You just put a mortar with regular white stormtroopers.
Right.
I mean, just having just like a multitude of troopers using the mortar.
Yep.
Well,
'Cause
and
it's
that's
always
the
like-
thing
Yeah.
with the stormtrooper commander. That's kind of why I'm in that mindset where I'm like, damn, I need consistent stormtroopers, and like same with brother cousin. We don't want to go back and buy, spend $400+ on a trooper.
Yeah.
We could get this guy for $220.
Wait.
Keep
you don't
pauldrons
wanna-
on some.
You don't want to collect backwards like me?
No, dude, no. Nobody
already
should
did.
collect backwards.
Okay.
Like I've done it, and it sucks. And you only really want to do it if you're just like, I really want that figure.
Yeah, I'm about to
But
do
it's-
it with Obi-Wan Kenobi from A New Hope. I need that figure so bad.
Dude, he's awesome. You can get him pretty good though. I got mine for, I want to say $350
Really?
or $4. Yeah.
The cheapest I've seen on eBay right now is like $6. I'm trying
Shit,
to
he
talk
must
this guy
have-
down to $5.
Well, I grabbed him. I think I grabbed him in February. I want
It
to
was
say
back then.
February.
Give or take around that time. It was definitely during beginning of the year.
When you talk secondary market, it's just very hard to say it's cheap or expensive. It depends on how much you want it and how many people are offering at that time.
Right.
Right.
Because,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
for example, when I started collecting 2 years ago, right? So when I started collecting, people were selling their Star Wars shit like crazy.
Yeah.
Like in 2 weeks, I bought the Town, the Dewback, and all the OT part, the original trilogy ones, for cheap. Wasn't expensive. People were just selling out, So it all depends on the time.
Right.
So it
You're
can't
right.
be that you wait a little bit and then it show up. It can't be that it doesn't.
Right.
So
No, but it's similar to like I would almost say like how we were talking about earlier about like Bitcoin. It's weird. It's similar in the sense that a lot of people don't, because there's a lot of new collectors,
Yeah.
and for those who are fairly new into collecting may not realize, Rod, that there was this time after the Star Wars wasn't doing that great, and then the sequels came out and toy sales really weren't doing great. So a lot of these figures that are now people's grails were sitting on the shelves forever.
Yeah.
I mean, forever.
you don't need to go far, because when I bought wasn't even when this started the pandemic. It was before the pandemic. It was just that nobody had anything, Star Wars. People were actually talking about at the time 2 years ago. They was talking about the Mandalorian that was going to come out, but there was no faith in it. That's after the sequels. So the fact was that started going down, and the more expensive ones were the Marvel ones. So lots of people sold their Star Wars collections to get Marvel ones.
That's right.
Well, that Endgame hype
Yeah.
was coming.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now you're
Exactly.
seeing the exact reverse. So
Yep.
Right.
No,
Right.
really.
Yeah,
And-
the big
and,
people
and think
need-
about that. The Endgame line is finishing barely just now.
Yeah, but you need to remember the fact is Marvel is not going to go away. The problem is that they're going to change the actors. They're going to have to change the actors, right?
Right.
So all the things that make Hot Toys awesome, because it's like the head sculpts, you look and it's like the actor is on top of your table, right? And then you're going to look at Thor, for example. People will say, "Who's that? Thor?" No, it's not, because it's going to be a new actor, right? And
Right.
Star Wars,
It's kind of the same thing going with Batman and Superman. People go like,
yeah, but
"That's
Star
not
Wars
Batman."
is forever. Star Wars is forever.
That is true.
good
That
point.
is true.
Yeah.
Original trilogy will not change.
Right.
Nope.
No.
Right.
Right.
Well,
Very
and
true.
and when you look at him now, like Brother Cousins is saying, if Obi-Wan, I didn't know he was up there that now, but if he's 500-600, that's par for the course, man.
Yeah.
To
For sure.
to kind of agree with what Rod's saying. It's a new hope.
Yeah. It's
It's never going to
Alec
change.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And
those
especially if
figures are
Yeah, if you're going to figures of people that are already dead,
Mhm.
people that that are old enough that they don't need to deal with these things anymore, so they won't allow anything to be done because they don't care. They don't want the hassle to deal
Right.
with contracts and stuff like that. They have enough money. So
No, very true. It is. And it's interesting that you say that, because I know you've only been collecting for 2 years now. So you kind of came in at a good time then, because
Perfect.
I did.
a lot of that stuff again was cheap.
It wasn't a sweet spot really, because I actually, like I told you, when I started collecting, I got my first figure was a Black Widow. Okay,
Mm.
so I got
Mhm.
Black Widow, and then right away I got one Thor, and then right away like 9 captains and 11 Iron Mans. When I got the 11th, I said, no, this is a sickness. This can't be like this. This is a sickness. So I sold them all my Iron Mans, like very fast. And then I started selling the other ones and focusing on Star Wars. Because first Star Wars was something that was way closer to my heart in comparison to Marvel itself. So first, and the second thing was, like I said, the Iron Man frightened me because it kept coming out. It was like, when is this gonna stop? Especially if you're a collector and like me, a completist, you don't know where it's gonna stop, and you're like, what do I do? You're never gonna complete that, right? Because
Yeah.
if you're gonna keep inventing new Iron Mans, it's just
They're gonna
so-
reissue every one of those in a die cast too. it seems.
Yep.
See,
Exactly.
just
Yeah.
nuts.
Iron
Crazy.
Man is their bread and butter.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's never going to happen. They're just going to keep doing it. Like Joe's saying too, they're all coming back again in diecast, and Shane's already in trouble.
Yeah.
Because you have, I mean, how many you're close to rounding to 20, right?
Around, yeah, close to probably about like 18.
18 Iron
Yeah.
Mans.
I
Well,
have to say, Shane. I have to
one's the
say, Shane,
Hulkbuster.
I can't really censor you on that because I want 16,501st. But
Right.
what I'm trying to say is, I understand that the Iron Man is our troopers. That's it. That's the only difference is
Yeah.
the price. But still, if they
My
were
Yeah.
problem is
a trooper, that would be fine.
I like the Iron Man and the Troopers. So
Yeah.
And Spider-Man.
Same here.
And
Same here.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. So you're kind of,
It's you, brother,
Well,
cousins.
Yep.
yeah. Well, and brother, because how long have you been collecting anyway?
Ooh,
You're not
man.
too long, right? As far as Hot
Oh.
Toys, right?
Oh, Hot Toys. Oh, I've been collecting for a minute. I started 2009, 2008.
Oh yeah, a really
2009.
long time then.
Yeah, my first it was funny. I was in school at the time, and I walked by Borders Books when they had Borders Books around, and
Right.
I was looking at a magazine and I saw Iron Man Mark III figure on it, and I said, "Who the hell makes this? This is screen accurate." And I mean, compared to Iron Man figures now, that one looks like shit.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
But I was like, who made this? And then I kept looking at this company called Hot Toys, and I just bought. I was a big Spawn McFarlane guy back in the day, and I bought Metacom Spawn, and that was like a 12-inch figure. It was cool, but it wasn't that detailed. And so what I did from that point on was I went on eBay and I started looking up Hot Toys, and I saw the Iron Man figure, and it wasn't released just yet, but they did have the bank robber Joker from the Dark Knight. And I looked at all the accessories that came with that figure, and I was like, damn, this figure looks dope. I need this. I need to check this out. So I sold Metacom Spawn and got the bank robber Joker. When that thing came in the mail, and I opened it up with my best friend, and we looked at it. And at that time, all we had to compare was like the Metacom Spawn, some other 12-inch figures, and Spawn stuff, and like McFarlane toys. Right. When we looked at that figure, we was like, damn, this is a whole nother level. What the hell is this? Look at the back. It's got the explosives and the guns. Oh my God. And the head sculpt. It just looks so real. And from that point on, I was like, this is the new wave. This is what I'm gonna have to get into this. It's expensive, but that's right. How it started for me. And it's been on ever since.
See, and it's stories like that, you know, make us really think about, you know what I mean? Because we all had that wow moment.
Yeah.
Right. Like, because we're used to, you know, growing up with, gosh, the old Hasbros or Migos or
like crap.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well, kinda in comparison.
Yeah.
Right? Like, okay, look, so there's all right.
There.
So do you have your Lando brother cousins with you, or is he away?
Let's go.
All right, because we'll show. We'll see the difference. So for now, let me get to Shane.
Oh, there you go. Hasbro.
Damn. Wow.
That's Hasbro. Now what year was that?
Oh my gosh. Let's see what his feet say. I don't know.
Where it
Old.
is, yeah.
I think either late 90s or early 2000.
Oh, so he's not super old, but still pretty old.
No. You want to see old ones? I got old. I got my original Luke.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Let's see that. And then in the meantime, there's the new Lando. So
There
I mean,
he is.
come on.
Yeah.
Now, I may get it for nostalgia purposes, right? Hanging on to some older ones, but you can't deny the wow factor, right?
Yeah.
Like you were saying, the first time you see a hot toy, you're just blown away.
Oh yeah,
blown away.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can go to Madame Tussauds and they look like trash compared to a Hot Toys. It's just
Exactly.
you can take a picture of a Hot Toy and a Hot Toys figure, and it's like, is that a real? Sometimes you look at some print magazines, they'll talk about, oh yeah, this new movie and all that stuff, and they'll be showing a picture of a Hot Toys figure, thinking it's the actor.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
That's
agree.
how far we've come. This is 1977.
Oh wow,
I had that.
nice.
Yeah, this is my original. This is the one I had.
Wow.
Yeah, he's dirty and all that. Back's all stained up, but I got my Han, I got my Chewie, I got my Darth Vader, I got my Boba Fett.
That's
I had to buy a Leia because I didn't have her as a kid, so I ended up buying that Leia because
I still remember the box that came in.
yeah,
That's awesome.
the flat on one side,
Yeah,
had the window.
exactly.
Yeah,
See,
I
that's
remember
just
opening
insane.
them up Christmas.
Well, and what about you? Well, Rod, I mean, how did you? Because Rod just kind of dove right in, but how did you first? What was your first hot toy experience?
Mine?
Yeah.
Like I said, I bought the Widow at the time. I'm in New Zealand, right? So for those who don't know, I'm Brazilian, but I'm New Zealand. So I met a new guy here, a friend, that said, "Oh, I collect some cool toys," and I didn't collect anything at the time. Oh, that was such a good time. And then all that time that I had money in my anyway. So he said, "Oh, coming over." So I went to his house, and he had like maybe what 40, 50 Hot Toys. You know, oh, this is very cool, and you know, and he had an extra Widow, and he said, "Oh, I'm selling this one," so I bought it from him, and that's how it
The
started.
sickness spread.
That's how.
Oh God. Yeah, and it is, right? I mean, and that's the interesting, because there's so many new collectors. That's one thing that happened with this, like, you know, Joe, we were talking about that before too, with the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
How toy figures have just like figures as in money, like the sales have just
Sales of all toys, MPD sales, they spiked in 2 different periods of time, and they all corresponded with government assistance checks.
Makes sense.
But yeah, sales overall for all toys, not just like action figures or whatever, were super high.
super high for everywhere, right? So that's
Everywhere.
across the board. So
Across the
that
board.
includes Hot Toys. So
Yep.
now we're seeing this huge influx in the community, and you know, and new customers, and it's so crazy. It's interesting to me. That's kind of why I was, you know, interested in this topic, because we all have our own kind of wow moment, right? And you know, as brother cousin said, just walking by the bookstore, right? That's of all places.
Yeah.
You see some for the first time, and you're just like, okay, well, what the hell is this? Like, where's this been my whole life, right? You know, because growing up, like, we had that. I mean, and Joe, you're still kind of new into the collecting too, right? I mean, when was your first experience?
My first experience was a Mark II Iron Man with Rhodey that came on the table, and all the parts like expanded.
Nice.
And I'm not exactly sure where I saw it, and I know I ordered it online, and I got it. It blew me away, and then I went, "Oh shit, I can't go down this road." So whenever that figure came out is when I bought it, and I didn't buy another one. And I was just like, "Oh, I can't go down that road." And then the pandemic hit, and ever since then I've been paying attention to Hot Toys. And then about April 2020, I took the dive, and now I'm at like, just a week ago I was at 26, right? Or 25. Now I'm over 30.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm screwed.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's a pretty good, you know, that's a good chunk though, right there.
Yeah.
30's you know, I think the average, I mean, I don't know. What would you say the average Hot Toy collector is? Maybe between like 6 to 20?
I would say about
Is that-
30. I would say 30 to 40
You think for average?
for average. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Well, it's hard to say, right? Because again, everybody's budget's different, and
Right.
and there's also some that are very, very, very specific, right?
Exactly.
Like, I really like, you know, Captain America. And I've seen that in a lot of groups, right? People post and they have like 12 Captain Americas or Captain America related figures, right? Winter Soldier, things like that, you know,
Right.
and they stick to
my
just
Endgame
that.
cap? Where is it? Where's my endgame cap?
Your endgame cap is at Shane's house
It's
That's my house.
or Sean's,
That's
but I'm going to say Shane just because they
Yeah.
sent him a spare body after his
Yeah.
has had a problem, and you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, maybe 30. Yeah. A lot of people saying 30 to
30.
50.
50.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah. But see, you have 10. That's high, right? So it again, it depends. It really does. It's
It's just
how
like
and
Rod
also a
said.
factor of how long you've been collecting, or how
Right.
much, right? How much money you're willing to put into it. There's all these different. And honestly, it doesn't matter, dude. You can have one Hot Toy, or you can have 100 Hot Toys.
Right.
Exactly.
You know, the fact that you found something that you're
You're
passionate into and you love it. That's, you know, because I get that, right? There's a lot sometimes we can't afford that stuff,
Exactly.
you know, for whatever reasons, and it's all right. You know, you get one, that's even cooler. Rod is just crazy. Rod's getting to the
Rod's all in.
yeah. You're gonna be hitting the 300 mark before the end of the year.
Jeez.
No, that's so
Yeah.
many.
Well, you had like what, 230?
No, he was 244.
244 for a while.
244, and now you just got another 9 501sts, another 5 Rexes or something, right? Another 5 troopers.
Three
That-
short troopers.
Hey, you just started 2 years ago. That's awesome.
Yeah, he
That's awesome.
But yeah, but
Damn,
he
like I
went
said,
out.
Like I said, did you remember?
Be in debt.
I started, when I started, people were actually selling them really, really cheap. So it's not like, a lot of money. It is a lot of money now, but still,
To
I
collect.
Yeah, it is.
like $500 for a figure. That'd be nuts.
Yeah.
When the kids
Oh,
are out of
yeah.
the house, it's on. Collector.
But yeah, there's just these things. People keep saying, "Oh, you must have a lot of money." No, I just don't have kids. So
There
Yeah,
you go.
me too.
Yeah.
when
Well,
you don't have
listen-
kids, that's a possibility.
I got
Well,
three.
and we have a lot of I think we all have a certain level, and we kind of talked about this before in a past stream, but no matter what, we all need to have some kind of discipline. Everybody,
Yes.
no matter what, because just like Sinister saying here, I originally planned on only getting the main and New Hope cast.
There you go.
Just I couldn't help myself to get more, especially since I couldn't complete the missing CP3PO. Yeah, you see,
Exactly.
Right.
and that's what happens. I mean, you see something, you're like, okay, this is great, and then you get used to it, and it's very much like a drug.
Exactly.
It really is. You
Yep.
start
It's
getting
not
them,
hot
It
toys,
is.
Rod.
and you're getting the quality, and you're expecting this, and you're like, okay, I love this. I love everything about this figure. Oh, I got another one. Yeah, I need to get this one, and then you lose
deep.
control in like an
Yeah.
instant.
Boy, it
and
was
it's
like
very-
I went to get the back in the day. I was looking at the Avengers. I was like, okay, I want the original 6. Then I got the original 6, and then I was like, well, damn, I need a Nick Fury. Let me get Nick Fury. Then I was like, okay, I got an original 6 and Nick Fury. Need a bad guy. Oh, let me get Loki. All right, I got Loki. Oh, Agent Coulson. Gotta get Coulson.
Yep.
It's-
Rita Hill.
it just keeps going.
Might as well get her
Going.
too, right?
as well get
I
her,
mean,
yep.
it's
I'd love that one.
Gateway
Yeah.
drug.
Yep.
it is 35 Hot Toys, 2 statues
two-
started last December. My kids haven't eaten in months. Hey, there's ramen and mac and cheese, man. There's plenty of
I know.
dollar meals that you can get some banquet TV dinners, and just don't let them see your collection. Just tell them you're on hard time. Be like, hey man, this is what we got right now. All right, there's too many pre-orders. Like, yeah, it is. It's a real deal, man, and it's hard because there's a lot of us out there, content creators or people just talking in the communities.
Yep.
And you see people like, we may have a lot of figures, and then you're like, dude, I want that, and it's hard, but I think that's good. That's a good outlet for people as well, because you can at least kind of vicariously,
Live through
collect
them. Yeah.
in a way, right? You can be like, ooh, I like that. Like looking at Rod's stuff there with his Anakin and all those troopers. I think it looks
Exactly.
awesome,
Absolutely.
but it's not going to compel me to go blow a ton of money on getting it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I could
And
see it, and it's cool.
compelling me to spend a shit ton of money and
Yeah.
Yeah.
get it.
And,
Yeah.
and that's hard. So you have to somehow turn the switch off
Right.
sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And,
You have
and
to.
get either what you really like or
You need a balance.
Yeah.
yeah. And it's difficult. And
It's
like,
either that
you
or
know,
Anthony, just ask him to leave that camera on at all times so you can just stare at it.
yeah, I mean, you can do that. Well, you can watch videos, look at pictures. I mean, that's the thing though that's cool too. Like with other Facebook groups, other content creators, other Instagrams. It's cool to see. You're like
Other
you're
people's,
saying,
yeah.
you're just kind of living vicariously.
You shouldn't do like I do. So you shouldn't keep trolling for figures when you not looking for something. I just bought an Alita
Why?
because it
Live on the show. Shopping.
Just right now?
was nice. I literally
Look,
just
we were just talking about like discipline and being responsible collectors.
You broke
No,
that.
What was that?
No. You got to remember, this is the same guy that as soon as we showed the pictures of the Shang-Chi, he immediately went and bought them.
true. And I don't collect Marvel. That's the thing.
So
He has the sickness.
Rod definitely has the sickness.
He's a completionist.
I
Yeah.
am a completionist.
Yeah.
But at least Alita is just a single one by itself. And I know several people that actually own the figure and they actually say the figure is good. So I was like, it's a good price,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
But-
look, Master Bilbro said it brings up a good point. I think I've revisited how I watch content creators. I watch to see what I shouldn't buy. Oh, that
Yes.
figure has a problem. No,
Exactly.
Yeah.
that is a good thing.
That's a good thing. Master Brewer, that's actually very insightful.
Yes.
We should just focus on the problems of the figures. So
Right.
we just show the figure and say something like this. That's going to be like a 2 minutes review. This figure, it's all cool. Buy it. Done.
Right? That's it.
Figure
That
good.
figure is cool though.
That figure is great.
Yeah.
That is a good figure.
This figure has an issue here, an issue there, an issue there, and that's it. Don't talk about the good things. Just if you're gonna buy, know that there's this issue, and that issue.
Another thing you got to watch out for too is when you watch content creators do displays. Like I was just watching Jetta's video for Lando, and then he had Lando pose with the Stormtroopers, Boba Fett, and then he had Han and Carmodite in the background. I was like, damn, that looks good. I got to get that hand with Carmodite.
Yeah.
Too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It could be worse, man. It could be the scene with the 16 501s and Dark Anakin,
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Like what's behind
It
you.
is rough. And of course there's no denying, right, that it's like a spectacle. You look at something like that and you're like, I want to do that. Of course we want to do that. We're collectors. I mean, it's only natural that you're like, okay, that looks badass. Like you were saying, 16, 501sts. It looks amazing, but I mean, look at how much. What is that, like $4,000 ish, if not more? What are
I
they?
think
$250 a
Rod-
piece?
I think Rod convinced me to
250,
sell
yeah.
all my Marvel shit.
Cool.
Well, it's an interesting point because we are comic book readers too. We grew up
are.
reading comics.
I'm not.
You're not, but you also don't have any Marvel, and you did, but it was you were learning. You were a Hot Toys
Yes.
noob at the time. You got rid of them. You moved to Star Wars.
You
Like,
moved on.
It's true.
and that's the thing. But for most of us who enjoyed comic books, we have those memories. And it's not to say that, we enjoyed Star Wars and we have those memories of movies. Just rather through comics, there was, decades of runs
Yes.
and hundreds of different, teams and heroes and villains that we constantly read, and it evolved with us through time. Right. So we can look back on decades of reading material and artwork. So for me, that's kind of why I wanted to also get out of the Marvel, like the cinematic universe figures.
MCU.
Yeah. MCU's not that big of a deal to me. Like I can walk by my figures and I don't really like, you know what I mean? I don't get that, but I can walk by my Star Wars stuff and I'm like, that is badass looking. Like
how
for
many
sure. Like,
Spider-Man are we gonna get in the new game?
I know.
Spider-Man 2.
Every
and then maybe
single costume.
Kraven, Venom, right? In the game. Wolverine game.
Yeah.
We might get Wolverine, Sabretooth, Omega
Yeah.
Red.
Yeah.
And I'd be willing to get rid of my MCU stuff for that.
Oh yeah. Just for those.
Easily. Just for those.
Yeah. I'm
Because at least with
100%
most
with
of
it.
those, they're more closer to Marvel comics. That's why people love the Spider-Man figures from the
Sinister,
Spider-Man
correct.
game, because even though they're from the game, they're very respectful to how they're depicted in the comics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Sinister's right here too. I saw Joe
Yep.
reading it. I'm in the same boat, bro.
Dude, if they
Same
do
boat.
classic X-Men,
Then it's
fuck.
done. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm screwed completely.
No.
Because I'm all that was my jam was X-Men.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man. But X-Men, I think
But that's normal. What's not normal, for example, is when I looked at Sideshow and I was like looking, the Galaxy Rangers are on sale or whatever. I don't collect them. I don't collect them. I didn't watch them. I have no connection with them. I was like, maybe it's not that bad. Maybe I should get it. That's a problem.
That's a problem.
When you
Yeah,
have
that's a
connection
problem.
with- Yeah,
That
when
is
they
a
have a
problem.
connection with it, it's fine. That's why you
Yeah.
collect things, you know. So anything that I collect that's Star Wars, there's a reason for the madness. If I deviate too much, then it's an issue.
Yeah. You have to have emotional
Like
attachment to
Power
the
Rangers.
content.
Yeah.
I would say, like
That's
for
what I-
Marvel. Yeah, for Marvel, I have a definite emotional attachment to, especially Endgame. Endgame was like one of the last movies. I saw with my mom and my aunt. And I lost my aunt. Not to bring the show down, but I lost my aunt to COVID and cancer last year. So Endgame means a lot to me. So that's why it's like I gotta complete that line. I just have to get it. So if you don't have an emotional attachment to the content, it's like don't do it.
Exactly.
That should be your rule of thumb. If you can look at those, if it's a movie you really don't care about or really don't care to why you don't, and it's a cool figure, yeah, that figure is cool, but you know how it is. It's going to sit on your shelf for about a month, maybe 2 months, and then you get tired of looking at it, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna sell it off, and I'm gonna get something I really want. So you might as well just stick with something that you have emotional attachment to.
Totally fair. Totally.
No, you're
That's
absolutely right.
And the bottom line, the truth of every collector, that's what the main rule that they should abide by is if you look at a figure and you get emotionally attached to a time, a place, a person, or just a nostalgic feeling, that's the figure for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter with how other people view it. Like everyone
agree.
here, it looks like if you look at their background, they're not all collecting the exact same stuff.
Right.
But if you ask them about it, they're going to know everything about that figure. They're going to have a connection, a memory on exactly what that figure means for them. And that's how collectors should do it.
Absolutely.
And that's what makes every collector have a connection. Everyone in the this online community has the same feeling. So everyone can understand and talk about the same thing and have the understanding of this basic underlining of how it should be.
Well, and I agree with that, but I think it really is. You bring an interesting point with that because I look at what you have right now, and I know, Sean, you don't have a lot of Hot Toys yet, right?
Well, not yet.
But the two that you do have, you've got Superman and you have Captain America.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why you have those two figures.
Yes.
Because, growing up, reading those comics, being able to either relate to it or aspire to be something, or, we all have comics were a great outlet for us to,
escape reality.
Yeah, escape reality, right? Or
escape,
feel like,
but also express ourselves. It's a great way
For sure.
to have some sort of understanding for us to find in this world, especially as kids. Comic books was a way for you to learn or to, jumpstart your thought process, your imagination. And I think
You're
that's yeah. And just being able to you look at that and that brings you back to being, a 6-year-old kid watching the Superman movie for the first time or reading your first comic book and stuff like that. That's what it means. That's why I have a multitude of things.
Yeah, because you have a huge mix of basically anything that you had a connection to just all throughout the decades, right? So it didn't matter. But that's the thing. You can go walk through your area or look at your collection and say, you know what, I like every single thing that I have.
Yeah.
And I think that's key. And like Salt Nightmare just says here, he's getting CW Flash. I gave up on the show, but those first couple of seasons were something special to me and reminded me of the Smallville days.
Yep.
So you see that's a perfectly, and again, everybody has their whatever they're feeling about that. And
Right.
what Brother Cousins was saying, the same thing is how I'm feeling with things. If you walk by your stuff and you're kind of like, I'm not really feeling that, then, just get rid of it.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean, really, right? Because I think you should have what you like.
As long as you don't
Rod?
look at it and regret it. Because that's the biggest issue, I think, which is looking at it and thinking this is like $300, $400 and you regret buying it. That's the bad,
Right.
feeling that you get when you just, this is not it. Because
Well,
I know
that's the cool.
I have a couple of statues that I regret buying it. And every time I look at it, I'm like, shouldn't I buy this? shouldn't have bought this statue. So yeah, that's what it sucks, because you keep looking every time you pass, you look at it like, shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but for the most part, Hot Toys at least kind of has that advantage where 95% of the figures that you've purchased, you'll at bare minimum will get your money back for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everything else you'll get higher than what you paid for in return.
Exactly.
Yeah, here's a little bit different, but you take a hit, but you
A little bit,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But for the most part, that's what's kind of nice about that, right? Because I have it too. I think a lot of us do. I'm sure even brother cousins, you may have some that you walk by and you're kind of like,
Yeah, I mean, right
You know.
now I have about, I think I have, including vehicles and stuff, maybe about 100 pieces, maybe close to that or something like that. If I would have kept everything I bought over the, how many years has been? Jesus, 11 years of collecting Hot Toys. I mean, that collection probably would have been double. But I bought and sold a lot of stuff, and some of the stuff I bought, especially in the early days of Hot Toys, some stuff I wish I kept. Like, I think I had a Return of the Dragon Bruce Lee figure. You don't see anything like that anymore. I haven't even seen what it's worth any. I'm sure it's worth a pretty penny now, but I sold that because it didn't match my collection, and I was getting into the Avengers back then. So I was like, I really don't need this one-off. One-offs was always my problem. Because I would buy a figure that looks cool and looks great, but it just doesn't fit the collection, and I would sell it and get rid of it. And yeah, so any figure that I had in my collection, I was kind of like, wow, the hell I got that. I either sold it, got my money back, and used it to fund other figures. Like, that's kind of how I got my DeLorean. I think I forget what it was. I had two figures. I think it was John Wick and it was John Wick and somebody else. It was another figure that was like a one-off. And I sold both of them, and I got like $400. I was like, well, damn, I'm not exactly half there, but I'm pretty close. So I was able to fund the rest of it and get it just by selling stuff that I already had that I really didn't fit my collection, or was just tired of looking at. So you can use your collection to fund, other pieces. And that gets a lot of people confused. They're like, you spend a lot of money. I was like, well, not really, not as much as you think.
Collection.
Yeah,
To fund
exactly.
your collection.
Exactly.
You're absolutely right. Both of you guys, because it is like, I had, for example, the Pop Culture Shock 3rd scale Mortal Kombat statues.
Nice.
Right. Those are huge.
Yeah. They're
no joke. I mean, I had a Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and a Reptile, and Sean had seen them in person because, we're neighbors. He saw them, but they're huge. Like, they're like close to 3 feet with the base.
They were the size of a child.
Wow. Yeah. Was that like the big Grogu they had? I'm gonna say Grogu. Goro.
Goro was big.
Yeah, they did a Goro. You got me saying that shit now too. They did a Goro.
Dude,
but
if you had that Goro, if you had the Goro, that would have been ridiculous.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Huge. Just those 3. Like, I didn't even know where to put them. They were huge. But I love Mortal Kombat. But then, like, do I love Mortal Kombat as much as I love Star Wars?
Right.
Or X-Men, right?
Right.
Yeah, in a way, right? I was playing Mortal Kombat back in the early 90s when it first came out.
Nope.
But it didn't have that, that emotional attachment. What do we got here, Shane, real quick?
Oh, he had said build some model kits. So I was just showing him, yeah, that's what I do too. But that's a 6-scale model kit. That's a 6-scale step and droid.
Oh,
perfect. Nice.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I mean, is that those were huge and they were not cheap.
No.
After I think there was some hype going on because I love Mortal Kombat, and then the new game was coming out and all this is like, you know what? Yeah, those are pretty badass looking. Hell yeah. Okay, let's get them, right? And you get them, and then you realize, okay, I don't really need to see Sub-Zero every single day of my life. Right. Like, it's just, it happens. And again, you would think it's expensive, and it is, but I was able to get rid of all 3 of them. And that money went right back into my collection. Maybe it's not 3rd scale statues, but now we're in 6th scale. So I agree with you, right? A lot of people think that, and you're like, no, actually, it's not bad. If you have money that's dedicated to a collection, then just keep that in mind that, oh, okay, I've invested into these. Maybe I'm not too into them now. I can get rid of them and invest them into the collection again.
Exactly.
Which really helps, and sometimes can just freshen up your whole collection, right?
Yeah.
I know people that have had, 50, 60, 70 Marvel figures and dumped them.
Yep.
And now all of a sudden they've got a ton of Star Wars.
Right.
So, it's not a bad gig. It's worth keeping that, I think, in mind when collecting that. Yeah, some things, if you're not feeling it anymore,
get rid of it.
It's got to go, and it's very difficult. Again, kind of leads back to, the discipline that we all need to have, that you got to pick a lane.
Yeah.
I
Who's
really
the
think
lane?
that's a huge thing.
I'm
Who's
in
the
every
lane?
lane.
Yeah, you're in every
An
lane.
issue.
I'm in
I have an
every
issue with
lane
that lane
and
thing.
Transformers.
Phew.
Have a lot, and
Yeah.
it's hard, especially if you want to be in that 6 scale, right?
Oh, and G.I. Joe. Jeez.
G.I. Joe,
Yeah.
Transformers, Star
I'm in the
Wars.
same boat. I'm like those are starting to come out, and
Like G.I. Joe
G.I. Joe.
Classified looks sick.
Yeah.
And I look at that and I go, well, I can't do that.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, say Sinister was able to unload a New Hope Vader for half the price of the Tarkin Vader 2-pack.
Wow.
You're
Damn
picking
nice.
Very good.
exactly.
Very good.
Now it's not
Excellent.
looking too crazy, right?
Right.
It's not
That's
out of
an
reach.
Excellent example.
Yep.
Absolutely. I got a stack
Collector.
of 5 figures sitting outside the desk waiting to get sold.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's not a bad, like I said, and I'm getting out of the Marvel, but it's hard, right? Because as collectors, we still kind of like some of that stuff.
Dude, if
You
they
know.
put out Arthur Adams X-Men series or Jim Lee or I'd be so screwed.
Jim Lee.
I would-
please. Yes.
Yeah.
Emily 100%.
And that's what's very difficult for me too, because I'm in that same boat where if we had Hot Toys, we did. You know what? It doesn't even have to be Hot Toys, to be honest with you. Just good 6 scale X-Men figures, comic book
Right.
figures. I don't know. I would probably have to sell all my Star Wars, just
Yeah.
personally,
God-
because I love
God is
that
listening to
so
this
much.
and will punish you. I'm just saying.
Hey, look, you love Star Wars too. So do I. I'm just saying you didn't really
Yeah.
grow up reading the comics.
No, it doesn't matter.
Well, it kind of
You
does.
just sell your
Kinda does.
Star Wars.
I will sell all my Star Wars. if
God will punish you for that.
Dude,
Just
if I
saying.
could get a
Tomorrow-
long shot, a Mojo, and then classic 90s Wolverine,
everything,
Cyclops, all
Yeah.
Havoc,
Hell, I'll take a
wrap.
Jubilee. A Jubilee.
Yeah, it's a
Jubilee,
wrap.
Shatterstar,
Shatterstar.
Rogue,
Yellow Wolverine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yellow, brown, don't matter.
everything. Nightcrawler,
Both.
Sabretooth,
Yeah.
Emma Frost, Jean Grey,
Omega
Mystique,
Red.
Sabretooth. I mean, Kitty Pryde,
Yeah.
Colossus. It doesn't matter, dude.
New
It's like-
Mutants. Let's go.
I'd be so screwed.
The whole thing. Yeah.
I would buy every
You-
single one of those.
Can you imagine a highly
Hellfire
detailed
Club.
1/6 scale comic book accurate Colossus? Damn.
Yeah.
Woo.
Right?
It would be
Just
amazing,
a
dude. And
thick boy. You'd
Yes.
be almost
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
dude, and it's so hard
I'll take a good
because
diecast too.
Yes. Yeah.
right, yeah, exactly. Sinister knows what's up, man. It's so hard. It's so hard
Yes.
because and I know you guys have seen it, right? I'm sure you've seen the 1/10 scale statues that Iron Studios is doing.
Yeah, those
Right.
are nice.
And what
With the
they're doing with
Sentinel
that,
The
Yeah.
Sentinel is dope.
Dude.
Oh, man.
And how they
That's
all
the
work
kinda
together.
yeah, they have
Yeah.
3 Sentinels like that, dude.
Yeah.
They have 3 Sentinels like that, and it's like I can't even go down that lane, bro, because I'm in 6 scale.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but when I look at that, I'm like, that's the kind of quality that I want. I want it because
Exactly.
those are comic accurate, and they're doing everything. Like
Yep.
let's say B tier, C tier, D tier figures. It doesn't matter if it's
They're in.
X-Men.
They're in
There it is.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh my god, I can't do it. I can't do
Imagine,
it. But if
imagine building army building a multiple man.
Exactly. Exactly.
well, look, Sean knows I bought the 12 scale, the 3.75s, right? they're not 12. Yeah, they're just really small, but you know, the little 3-inch guys.
Yeah.
I have multiple men. You know, 'cause I was like, yeah, whatever. You know, I was collecting those for a while, and it's just like, hey, I would do the same damn thing if they were 6 scale.
Oh yeah.
And that's the problem, right?
I take it back. This is a disease. That's sickness.
Hey, the love that a lot of us have for X-Men is right there with Star Wars, and maybe even more than Star Wars.
Yeah, it could be because that's a sickness. I'm telling you right now. That's
You know.
Oh yeah.
Well,
No,
there
it
was
Really
a
a sickness.
I agree, but only to a point where growing up reading X-Men was really cool because granted Star Wars was neat, right? And you had those heroes in space and it, you know, with Star Wars, right? But when you were reading comic books, especially X-Men, they really made you feel kind of like we were talking about earlier, like you kind of belonged there or you could relate to them because the X-Men in particular were really just a bunch of outcasts because they were different.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the gist of the story,
Right.
you know, as an
I love
allegory, really.
Colossus. I loved
Right.
him because, like, I grew up in an extremely racist town, and he could change into metal, and he was always protected, right? So that always stuck with me because I was like, "Fuck, man, I wish I was Colossus."
No.
Then none of that shit would affect me,
Right.
you know?
Or I just
So
want to
that
get the
was
hell
my
out of
thing.
here. So let me just be like Nightcrawler and just teleport somewhere else.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No matter what, they were all very relatable and it kind of let you know, as a kid anyway, because we were young reading these, that, you weren't really alone, right? Because some things you can't really relate to or connect to, like with your friends or even your family, at a younger age, but you can just bury yourself into these comics.
Yeah.
And you really get, especially when we're younger, we have a more active imagination, I think, and we just kind of get transported into, whatever story that we're caught up in, for this week or this month or.
Right.
So there's a lot of that in the past that just kept going and going and going and going versus we had 3 Star Wars movies, growing up. That was it. So,
I'm sorry. I think we should just stop with the
With the comics stuff.
of the things you're talking right now. The unholiness you just compared with.
Wow.
like Star Wars is dope. We're all Star Wars fans.
I don't want to have to start saying like, yeah, but you had like everything was paper. It's paper. Comics are papers.
Oh no.
Yeah, but if it wasn't for comics, we
What?
wouldn't have any of this.
Well, in comics, there's
For those papers.
Star Wars nothing to do with Star Wars comics.
Well, there was a huge
Those
Star
two.
Wars comics run for
There
years
was-
and years and years.
And they were under Marvel too, matter of fact.
There was
Yep.
something
Yep.
called
Yeah.
books
They were.
before comics, books. The books generated movies.
The collector. He's correct. Money is paper.
Yeah, money's paper.
It's
Hey, look,
true.
I'm just saying, there's all different mediums, but it's in particular with the MCU. That's a given. That shit would not even be a thought in anybody's mind if it wasn't for the comics. Star
Yeah.
Wars maybe a little bit different, right? But it's all the same. It's something that we're all into.
Mhm.
And if you have a passion for it and you choose to go down that path, it's just the reason I bring it up is because we don't have it. Right? We have MCU
Exactly.
figures, we have Star Wars figures. Bring on the fucking X-Men.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? So I'm excited for what me and Joe were talking about earlier. Spider-Man 2's coming. We're gonna get a whole bunch of new suits, and then we've got that Wolverine game coming from them too.
Yep.
So at the very least, we're gonna get some Wolverine figures, and they're gonna be
Yes.
comic book suits.
Accurate. They're
They-
gonna
they,
be
you know,
sick.
and-
Nice.
I don't know how
Right.
they didn't actually have more Wolverine figures with the movies and everything that they had.
Well, they did make a few.
They did
Yeah.
make a few.
There's
Yeah.
a few out there.
Talking Hot Toys.
No,
Yeah.
Hot Toys.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying.
There's-
Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
The
Logan,
Origins one.
Origins one.
Logan.
Yep.
Origins
Yeah.
one.
Did they make only the Wolverine figure? Was that it?
Yeah, it was just the Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty
they
much.
just
Yeah, they didn't do any
Yeah.
side.
It wasn't a line,
Characters.
like a line.
Yeah.
Yeah, no line.
No.
Yeah, Soul
Well, just
Nightmare.
like
See,
Flash.
he says
Just like
that's
the
why Superman is my favorite. He's everything I'm not and what I try to be, even though it's hard sometimes.
Exactly.
There you go.
And that is exactly, you know, that connection that we all experience through something. And Rod, maybe he felt that kind of experience, you know, when he watched Darth Vader. I mean, who knows?
Emperor, I mean, yeah, Emperor.
You know? He's like, I can relate. I can connect.
Yeah.
Right. Or whatever. Luke, Leia, Han, Chewie,
Yep.
you know, you pick
Yeah.
R2, Jawas. I mean, whatever. You know, but that's what makes it great for all of us. I really think that. Star Wars was based on Flash Gordon and Buck Rogers, which were comic books in the early part of the century.
Yeah, unless you have somebody saying that, because George Lucas never said that. So
Well, it was a mix of he
Actually.
got the inspiration from spaghetti westerns, the
it
old
was, yeah,
Kurosawa
exactly.
films.
Kurosawa films,
Kurosawa,
and the
yeah.
sci-fi films that he grew up with, like Buck Rogers
Yeah,
and all
and
he
that.
was
Flash
saying
Gordon.
that. He was saying
Yep.
that was spaghetti. Yeah, spaghetti. Western movies with in space, right?
Yep.
It was a
And-
mix of three. It was the spaghetti
And,
westerns, the
yeah,
He
that's how
Kurosawa.
it's-
mentioned he
that's
did
how he
mention
sold it.
Flash Gordon.
That's
Yeah.
how he
Yeah,
sold the
he did.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of those were comics. You know, like Soul Nightmare was saying. I mean,
Yeah.
comics are huge.
I mean, even
I
you know
mean-
me, Anthony. If they had hot toy versions of the old comics like that, like Flash Gordon and stuff, I'd be getting it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If they
Absolutely.
like revisited Flash Gordon and brought in Ming the Merciless and
That Ming the
Wouldn't-
Merciless figure is sick, by the way.
which one?
I don't
Is
know
it-
who makes it.
Was
but
it a
it's
third
on the-
party, right?
Yeah,
Didn't we
but
just
it
look
was
at that, Sean?
But it was on Sideshow.
Oh wow.
That figure is sick. It looks exactly like him. The tailoring on that suit
Yeah.
is awesome.
Wow.
Like, man, I know for you, Anthony, if they did a 6 scale of Trouble in,
Big Trouble in
Big
Little
Trouble in Little
Big
China?
Trouble in Little China.
yeah,
Yeah.
They did do that.
That's a movie
Wasn't
that
it a third party that did that?
oh yeah, but if Hot
I've
Toys did
seen
it with
that,
their
yeah.
detail of head
Oh
sculpts,
yeah, yeah.
done,
Yeah.
done.
Okay.
So
you
yeah,
had-
that's why like we have all these different connections that if they came out with those, it would be a done deal. That's what Anthony's saying with the X-Men. If it was comic accurate X-Men, especially like the
Look at that
90s,
thing.
Wow.
he has a
That's
much
sick.
larger attachment to that than maybe Star
oh
Wars.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Damn,
nice.
that looks
Yeah.
nice.
40th anniversary, 6
Yes,
scale. We can look at the pictures really quick, but it is from Big Chief Studios.
They did a good job. If that's...
They did. That looks nice.
Look at that
Man.
Wow.
head sculpt.
That is really good.
See,
talking- Whew.
This
I
is where it
saw
comes
this a
into
little
stay
bit-
in the same line. That like you see stuff like this and you're like, well, this is like
Exactly.
like what you were talking about, brother cousin. It's the one-offs. You see this
Exactly.
and you're like, maybe I
this one,
should.
Anthony.
Exactly. Yep.
yeah.
That looks
And that
nice.
kind of brings us back. Whoop. Oh, there you go, Jack Burton.
There
Yeah.
it is.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that.
Now, is this is a 6 scale figure?
That's dope.
Yeah.
It's from Sideshow, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sideshow.
But if it was
Is
like
it a
a Hot
sideshow
Toys
figure?
accurate, yeah.
It's a sideshow figure. Yeah.
Okay.
The head sculpt's pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks pretty good. I mean,
That's good for Sideshow. That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
yeah, that's pretty good for Sideshow. Yeah, and the thing is, Sideshow does really good lately with their horror line too.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give them that. So there are some things they do really good with.
Yeah.
Because Dante's been reviewing a lot of the horror, the Ghostface and Freddy and
Exactly.
Jason, and they're all Sideshow people, and they look great. So I mean, there's some pretty good, ones there. All right, Collector, you taking off, man? Well, usually we
Take
do
care,
our
dude.
live streams, I want to say Tuesdays and Thursdays, about 3 to 4 p.m. Pacific time. Sounds about what we've been trying to stick with.
Yep.
So I think we'll be doing it again Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Thursday around the same time, brother. So we appreciate you coming by
Yeah.
Yes.
Appreciate it, man.
Take care.
for sure. But no, you're right though. Like that figure looks pretty good, man, and it's a Sideshow piece, and that's fine. Sometimes it works, for them.
Yeah.
Like Rod has all the old ones, the old Star Wars Sideshows. Those are great.
Yep.
Just lately,
That's the thing.
Lately,
People
not
Not
so
all
much.
of them are great.
Yeah, not
People
all
think
of them.
that. I wanted that Wolverine to be great.
Yeah, I'm right there
people
with you.
ask if we're gonna keep the clones, but the fact is, I don't think Hot Toys is gonna do all the clones again, like Sideshow did.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
you
'cause,
might be right, Rod.
I'd be
Yeah,
happy with it.
it's
I wouldn't be down, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah,
It's just too many.
yeah.
Because how long does it took from Cody and Rex to come out?
yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the more that they're doing means the more molds that they have, to the point where now it's not going to be too difficult to be creating.
It never was. That's the thing. It never was. You only have the first what do you call it? For the clones. Not the first season, the first before they changed the armors. The
You
first
mean like
armor,
the phase one?
Phase one. Phase
phase
one.
one. Thanks, phase one.
Mhm.
So you're gonna have the phase one and the phase two, which the only changes are the helmets.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
all the phase one helmets are like 90% equal, the same, and the phase two helmets are 90% done. So if you did one, you should have it all.
Yeah. Well, like Sinister was saying there too. I agree with him. The 212s, man, because we saw the pictures of them, and
Where
just
are
from
they?
yeah, like we look at them, we're like, dude, that's everything right
Exactly.
there.
We
They
need
have
it.
everything for that.
I mean, look at Rod's 501st. Like, who's to say he's not going to get like at least 8 2012?
There's
Right.
there's at least 30
That's
models, right?
That's
At
the
least
one I'll
30.
knock out of the park.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. There's at least 30 models. Are they literally just gonna do clones now?
No, but I think they have that in their back pocket. You
For
know,
sure.
Yeah, they have everything in the back pocket. Anything in imagination they have in the back pocket.
yeah. But within their licensing rights, So
Yeah.
what I mean by that is they can be like, all right, it's been a little while, let's bust out the 212s. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
6 months, maybe a
yeah.
year later,
Not following
let's
what I'm
bust
saying.
out this.
Yes, we're not following what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, for example, let's say they did 3 clones a year, right? It would take 10 years for them to get to the point that Hot Toys is if they did the phase 1 and phase 2 together, like they did. That's 10 years.
Well,
3 clones a year. 3 clones a year is not cheap change. It's a lot.
yeah.
It's to be 3 figures of Star Wars of the year they would set aside to do clones. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they've already
Yeah.
done that, so it's not
Yeah,
unlikely
so
that they
I'm
wouldn't
wrong.
do it.
They're doing it all, and I was just confused. Sorry.
No, but Iron Man, like
Rod.
Right.
that's what I'm saying. They've done that. What you're talking about with Iron Man.
No, they didn't.
Well, think about how many Iron Mans have been released, and Iron Man's been steadily being released the past 10 years.
And then how many they're re-releasing in diecast?
Yeah.
You can go on there right now and look, see how many there
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Darcy is
Iron Man,
perfect
never
for
gonna
me
stop.
because if they're re-releasing in diecast, then I'm getting them.
See,
I think
Yeah,
you guys
exactly.
missed the point. I'm not against it. I think I would be happy if they did it. I'm
Sure.
totally for it. I just don't think that's possible. There's just too many things. Too many things.
there are.
Not only new but old ones that they should release. So I just don't see it.
Yeah, it's a little rough, but they started with the 501st, so at least they have a base, right? And we have a Rex, we have a Cody. They're starting to form something here. Like that's what I mean. Like the 501st was kind of like their first kind of dive into it, and then they have the Coruscant cards. So you see what I mean? They're already releasing some clones, some variations.
The top clones needed usually, right? 501st
Sure.
I use for Anakin, and then Rex, and then Cody, and then the Coruscant guards, which are very prominent too, right?
Right, but you can see they know the figure sales are great.
They know the
The- Yeah, what I mean, their sales figures are great for the clones. Cody, Rex, 501st, Coruscants. They sell. They're not sitting on shelves.
yes.
So with
But
that
they-
data, they're gonna be like, okay, we can put out a 212. That's
Yeah,
gonna
they-
sell equally as good.
say that. Yeah, they can say that, or they can say something like, "Let's do Han Bespin Han and break the internet," for example. Which one do you think is going to sell more?
Yeah, that is
Of
true.
which-
Or
Between who?
Bespin Luke, that would also break the internet. So it's just more like, why would they restrict such an amount of Star Wars hot toys of the year, releasing something that's, I'm not talking about the main ones like they're doing it right now. I'm talking the other ones. You know, there's like over 30 types of clones, and there's like maybe 10 important ones. I'm talking about
Yeah.
the 20 not important ones.
Well, I mean, I
You know-
get that. I don't think they would do every single one, but I mean, I think we can all agree this they're
The main
not
one?
they're not stopping with where they're at right now.
Hey,
I think
Anthony,
Coruscant Guard's not going to be the last.
I think they're
Trooper.
gonna have.
Yeah.
They're still gonna do like maybe a couple
Camino
of
Guard.
commanders and stuff. Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
hey, Anthony.
Single songwriters. What's up, bud? How you doing today, man? Yeah, he said the Minbomb Stormtrooper in the coming soon page will now be within the Kenobi series timeline.
Hell yeah.
So there's a chance Hot Toys will
I
issue
hope
it.
so.
Yeah, seriously.
Hey,
Yeah.
Anthony, brother cousins got dipped.
Oh, you got to get going, brother. I'm sorry, man. Oh, you know, I didn't even see that. All right,
So
man. Well,
then-
I'm glad you were able to come on, man. Enjoy,
Absolutely, man.
being
It's
able
been a
to talk about
pleasure,
all this.
man. It's been a pleasure meeting you guys too, man. This was
Nice
great.
meeting you, man.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Definitely, bud.
Yeah,
It's a pleasure having you always. So
Definitely. Anthony, I
we'll talk
appreciate
soon,
it.
and yeah,
Yep.
out
For sure.
anytime, bud. Anytime.
Absolutely. All right, guys. I'll see you.
All right,
All right, well, guys,
Yeah.
make
Have a
sure
good
if you
night.
haven't, check out Brother
Follow.
Cousin's YouTube channel too. I mean,
Yeah.
I just watched your Lando review. What? Yeah. What? I know you got to go. What else you got going though? Any reviews coming?
Man, I'm hoping we get Ahsoka this week. I can, as soon as that drops on, on the Facebook page, I can, do my little video, going over that, talking about, where you can get it and all that stuff, and then doing a review on that. And at some point, I'm supposed to be getting the Terminator Blitzway Terminator moving arm at some
Oh,
point. So
nice.
I should-
Oh,
sent me a notification for that like last month, but it hasn't moved yet. So we'll see. But yeah, got some
That'll
big
be
reviews
cool.
coming up.
Awesome, man. I'm looking forward to
Awesome.
seeing them.
Yeah.
Awesome. Guys, it's been a pleasure. I'll see you
Oh,
next
yeah.
one.
Definitely. All right, we'll see you soon,
Yeah,
Have a
brother.
good one.
all right, thanks
All
for
right,
coming
take
by.
care. Yep. All right.
That's a
Cool.
good
Yeah,
dude.
that's
He's super cool.
yeah. No, I love Brother Cousins, man. Like I said, guys, check him out if you haven't already. It's great. I love him. I'm glad he was able to come on with us, and we'll probably see him again too,
Absolutely.
for sure. Oh yeah. So I was just I was trying to go with the chat there. I got kind of caught up on it, but yeah, I might pick up both Mark V and Mark V suit up. I love that look. Since at first it was the closest to Silver Centurion we were gonna get.
True.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. It's hard because there's so many Iron Mans. I mean, it's never gonna end.
I think
So
I
it's
was
really hard
telling
to
you,
st- I mean-
Anthony, that like that Silver Centurion was the closest suit that I remember from when I was really into Iron Man comics. So to me, that suit was like, if they reissue that suit in diecast, I'm definitely got to get that.
Yeah, no, I'm in the same boat. Like if they re-release because they have that new one, the suit up version, but that's kind of a gimmicky one for me.
Yeah, it's
but
just
if
a
they
power
re-release but if they re-release the Silver Centurion armor in
In
diecast,
diecast.
it has to be because
Yeah.
like you said, like that one, I saw that and it was only for the brief little moment in the movie, but that was it. I saw it and I'm like, I
Yeah.
knew exactly which suit that was.
Dude, give me a Stingray while you're at it.
Dude.
He's fighting Stingray. I'm like, oh, let's go.
Yeah, man, I agree. And it's just so difficult to be able to choose. Like that's what's so hard
Yeah.
for me. Like the lane. It's just Iron Man's cool, but I don't need all the Iron Mans.
Yep.
It's too difficult for me because I don't have that connection either. You know?
That's where I'm at right
Yeah.
now. I've got a few, but now I'm like, Rod's convincing me to get out of MCU and just focus focus.
It feels good to focus. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, here's the thing. Let's say you say, okay, I'm just doing Star Wars and maybe Spider-Man, right? Well, 2 is okay. You can
use
be
yourself as a reference. No.
well, no, because Joe is really into
I'm in-
Spider-Man and Star Wars.
And I'm in every lane literally right now.
You know,
You're in every
So-
lane right
Yeah.
well, we could say anything, right? We could say DC, fuck, whatever,
Exactly.
anything. You have a lane that you're into, and then when something comes out for that lane, you know you're gonna get it, and you feel
Yeah.
a little more comfortable getting it, because even if it's not like your favorite character, you're just kind of in that lane, so you kind of
Yeah.
justify it. You're like, hey, this is okay, I can grab this, I don't mind. Like, I'm not a huge fan of Tusken Raiders, right? But it's Star Wars, and I'd like to put them into the collection. If I was focusing just on Star Wars, no problem. You see,
Yeah.
that's where I'm getting at, you know,
Yeah.
versus, oh god, I'm in 7 different lanes.
Yeah.
Now I'm cherry picking, you know, from
Right.
each one, and it's
now.
just
To be
And
fair, I
that's-
think ideally you would choose one lane and maybe have a mixed lane together. So one lane, which be the thing that you collect, right? Like a completist, a lane.
right.
And the second one would be something like figures that you actually enjoy outside that lane. Because that's what I do. I collect Star Wars. The other figures that I have, they are like single ones, like one from I do have Matrix, I have John Wick, you know, and now I have Alita.
You just picked up
But
Alita.
they're like single figures, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but 15 minutes ago you were like, if I don't have an attachment to it,
What?
you gotta enjoy it, and then you're like, oh, I'll get Alita.
But that's the
It
thing.
happens.
Alita was a figure that I thought about getting when it got out. I had I love a chain. The cat. So I had several friends of mine saying, "Oh, it's a great figure. It's a great to pose." I enjoyed the movie, and I didn't get it at the time. And it just showed like way below price, and you know, was an opportunity. That's why I got it right now. So it goes into the other lane. So I have 2 lanes: the other lane and the Star Wars
Good
lane,
point.
right?
Right. Sinister brings up a good point. You wonder if Hot Toys doesn't finish lines on purpose so that we veer into other lanes to feed the habit.
Probably.
I wouldn't
possible.
doubt it.
Yeah, it's possible, but it's also irritating, like we were saying earlier, that when you bring something new into the line, like CW Flash, that's
there's
what
nothing
happens to
else.
us. Maybe we
Yeah.
don't buy it because we're like, that's it? Are you going to continue the line? No,
suit,
maybe I won't
start.
buy it. Exactly. And then
You
the
just-
pre-orders are shit because
Pre-orders
nobody
are
picks
shit
it up.
because
Right.
we're not going to get the team.
I would be interested to know the numbers in that, to know how many people start the lines and keep waiting for the lines. And then, like he's saying, change to other lines while that line is not complete,
Yeah.
versus the amount of people that just say they're not going to come out and finish this line, so I'm not going to buy it.
Right.
I'll be interested to know these numbers because
Yeah.
I'll be interested, right?
But then again, some of them, those aren't real
I guess it
viable numbers
depends.
either, because
I guess
it's
it
in your
depends
head.
what the line is, because like I love my Justice League stuff, and I came super short to almost selling them all because I never thought a Cyborg was coming. But I hung on to him, and then finally they announced him, and I was like, "Ooh, thank God!" And you can ask Jetta. I was this close
To sell
to selling those. Because him and I talked about that, and I was like, man, and he's like,
Go,
just hold
Shay.
on.
Just hit me up anytime. As I'm talking about getting into one lane.
Right.
You know me. I'll be like, wait, what? Hmm?
Yeah, he's selling some of
Yeah,
the.
Sean
Hey,
is
the
definitely-
DC stuff holds its value too.
It does.
Yeah.
You do. Well, again, I think pretty much the majority of Hot Toys is there. I mean, if
It's just
you
when I look back on DC stuff, it's always in the $400 and $500 range, dude.
I know.
Yeah.
I agree.
well, New Hope
Yeah.
too.
Even the Arkham series for video games is in the $400, $500 range. You know? what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And they're so good.
Yeah.
I just, you know, again, because I think it's akin to they're very comic book styled.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I never jumped into the Justice League train. One, because at the time we just had the Justice, you know, League stuff, and I was like, this sucks, and I have no interest in these figures. And you know, and then Arkham was more comic book styled, and I'm like, ooh, should have got into those.
Yeah, I waited because I didn't think we were getting Cyborg. So I was like, oh, then I'm not going to get him. And then now we have Cyborg, and it's like, oh, shit, I'm going backwards again.
Yeah. Sinister's right. Where's Cassian and Baze? If I was collecting that line, it'd be really frustrating. And you're absolutely right. It is really frustrating. I have every Rogue One line, and I got nothing. I'm like, dude. Oh, we do, yeah. Like you were saying, we've got the Andor show coming, so
yeah, I think we're getting Cassian there.
Yeah, I think we'll definitely get Cassian. Hopefully, Baze. Hopefully, whatever. You know,
Maybe
anything to complete.
My question with Baze was, we always think the worst from Hot Toys, right? We just think that they just teased us and, you know, just didn't go forward. Maybe there was a like a wrench in the engine. Something happened and they couldn't close the deal. Because they even started doing, they did the prototype, right?
Right.
So maybe there was a wrench there. Like the actor just didn't like it.
Yeah, we don't know.
Anymore.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, it could be. I mean,
you know,
we got that new squad leader coming out, and that's adding on to the Rogue One line. So, you know, it could win this cast.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this to Shane for
Andor?
all those freaking endgame caps you keep showing me.
I deserve it. I deserve it.
The last Jedi happened, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And it came out with and that Stormtrooper, the squad leader, came out with the Mandalorian kind of release of the Grunt. You know,
exactly.
So I if they do the Andor one with Cassian and all that, they may have that little, you know, hey, while we're doing this, maybe throw you a bone. Maybe. I mean, it's a possibility. But.
No, you're absolutely right.
Master Bilbro, I don't think a reissue of Captain is feasible for them now. Especially since they are launching the squad leader and then afterwards the Grunt. Why would they reissue the Captain right now? It's just they don't need it.
Yeah, they just, you know, it's hard to say because I kind of agree with Rod on that. I think they show the Captain in the promo pictures because it is a hot toy and they have it.
Right.
So they want to kind of advertise and entice you. You'd be like, ooh, you know, look how cool it looks with a squad leader and a captain.
Collect them all.
Right. Yeah. Remember we made that.
Yeah.
But they could in 2 years though with the Andor series. We know there's short troopers in that.
Possible.
They could do anything in 2 years. So, but we're more thinking towards if they change their minds on how they deal with these things and go more towards the collectible instead of the toy, then even if they reissue it, they would do it like with smaller batches, you know? So
right.
It wouldn't matter.
It's true. Single Songwriter's right. It was Cassian Andor that reprogrammed K2SO.
Yep.
So, yeah, we may see those figures plus a few remakes.
Yeah, I don't think K2SO is going to be redone anyway.
You never know.
Yes.
You know? Well, he's a highly sought after figure.
Yes. That's nothing to do with what I'm saying, but still, yes.
Well, no, I'm just saying you never know. Like Hot Toys may just reissue him or create him, but he's not K2SO.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that if we think like this, then this talk has no meaning because we never know anything.
Well, sure. It's just speculating.
Right? Until it comes out, we never know. So we're all making educated guess. When I say that I don't think it's going to come, I mean, for example, they have a big issue with droids. Why people always say buy the droids if they come out, because droids are usually not redone. That's just a fact.
Yeah,
that's true too.
Yeah.
The reason I don't know why didn't they did C-3PO, for example? There's no logical reason. That's like you guys like to say, it's money in the bank.
Right.
Right?
Well,
They just print. Just why?
When it comes to droids, opposed to like a human figure or whatever. They have the bodies, all those plastic bodies. They all just go underneath the clothes. They add the clothes. Droids have to be,
Design. Yep.
sculpted and designed and new,
Exactly.
new tooling and all that kind of stuff for them.
Exactly.
So it's a lot more expensive process, I think, to do droids.
True. And for example, in the case of C-3PO, one of the reasons, of course, once more, I'm guessing, it could be not
Right.
that. But what I'm saying is that the reason there was the release of this one, which was the die cast by Bandai, and there was a release from Sideshow too. It could be that they don't want to invest in something they don't have a monopoly, so they don't have the rights to do it worldwidely, just them, for example. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Again, of course, I'm just guessing.
Yeah. Well, naturally.
Because
Actually.
I can't fathom any logical reason. Because Shane, yes, I agree with you. It's much more expensive to do a droid. But for example, for C-3PO, which you know that you haven't done it yet, and everybody wants it, right? Everybody would get it. I have the Bandai one, and I will still get the Hot Toys one too.
Oh, I have the Sideshow one. It's great. It's a great figure, considering. But I'd love the Bandai one. That's an amazing figure.
Yes, Mr. SMR is saying that it was already done as a prototype twice. Yeah, but the prototype not necessarily was actually using the right plates, so it can be sculpted like a custom.
Right.
So
Right. That is true.
They did not necessarily spend the money to design it or pay for the plates that had to actually press it and create the molds.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's why sometimes we see the prototype and not the final figure. So for example, the owner can just not approve, the owner of the likeness,
Mhm.
Right.
or can have any other issues with rights and
Yeah, that's a tough one, because we all want it.
Absolutely.
We all want
Yeah.
a 3PO or another K2SO or just droids in general, right? I think droids in general is just that's just as much as a part of Star Wars as the main figures, in my
For
opinion.
sure.
And it's unfortunate that we don't have as many droids as we would like. I mean,
I think they forced us a little bit with this because we know that the droids are not really redone a lot, so all of us run after when there's a droid, like Ray, when Ray had a droid with her, right? The last one.
Deal.
right.
That's gonna be something that wasn't sold by itself, right, at all. So
Yeah.
whoever didn't get that figure who never had that droid.
That is true. That is true.
Yes.
You just won't have a Dio.
You won't
I've
have
been
it.
trying to pick up all the droids. I got the 2-pack of the BB-8 and
BB-8.
BB-9. I got Dio. I got C-3PO or 2D2. I'm hopefully getting that K2SO one of these days.
Literally
Yeah,
the
I hope
floor.
to get him too someday.
It's literally
Right.
the floor.
Well, I think
What else did they make?
with say that again.
What else did they make?
Droid wise,
They did
Yeah.
a lot ones.
Oh,
They
yeah,
did
they did. They did the
Silver-
R5D4.
the Silver C-3PO, which was the medical droid. They
Right.
did the mercenary droid, which was IG-88, right? 88.
Oh, I got IG-11.
well, Sideshow did, right?
Yes,
Sideshow
IG-11,
did.
and then what else?
They had the black and copper one, the Death Star one. I still need to get that.
Yeah. So there's a decent
There's
amount,
still
but not
there's a
like.
good amount of them now that I think about it.
these ones. So
Yeah.
Let's see here.
My. There, that's R5. Yeah, those ones right there. Those are all the Imperial droids there.
yeah, and
Mhm.
also there's also the probe.
Oh yeah, forgot about
Yeah,
that.
that's sick. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Like I have
That is
the
awesome.
Tarkin Vader one, but he's not that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the what do they call
The
it?
Yes.
The interrogator
ball.
droid.
Interrogation
Yeah.
droid. Yeah.
Yeah.
The big ball, floating ball.
Yeah.
And then
Yes.
one of mine came with this, and I can't remember what figure came with my mouse droid.
Oh, the little
Aw.
car. Yeah.
Oh, it was the
Was that
double.
Vader?
Was a double Stormtroopers, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, the Stormtrooper 2-pack?
I don't have that.
No, then it wasn't that one.
You can
Hmm.
get
I
get
can't remember
that
where it
in
came
a
from.
3-pack of droids. I think BB-8, BB-9, and then that.
Oh, I think that's where it was because I got
Yeah.
it in with the BB9
That
and
was
the BB8.
the original?
That's right.
Yeah.
K2SO is one thing, but Astro, Mech, and Protocol droids could be reissued in literally 100 variations.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
That is true.
This is
Battle
true.
droids, yep.
Yep.
C3PO could lead to a Q90.
I agree that they could all be like reissued in 100 variations. I
Right.
totally agree.
But it's
just-
hard, and like
it's-
it's akin to what you were saying, Rod, with the clones. Like, are they really going to put all this stuff out? Because it's,
Yeah.
you know, Hot Toys is not called Star Wars, right?
Right.
They still have other things they got to juggle, and
Movies and new movies and new.
yeah, there's
and-
always new stuff coming.
Yep.
A lot of back stuff. So
Rod, your 3PO is Bandai diecast, correct?
Yes.
This one is that. The other one, no. Is
Yeah, the one up
is second.
above. Yeah.
This one is Bandai diecast. The other one on that picture is a Sideshow.
Yeah.
oh, single songwriter, I think is right. The Chewbacca exclusive things came with the mouse droid and the long gun.
Yep.
Because
Yeah,
there is a
right.
difference. I don't know if it's the
Right.
2-pack either, but the Han and Chewie 2-pack has something different than my Han.
I don't know because I didn't have that one. I have it separate.
They had
one.
headphones, didn't they?
No, I think the 2-pack Chewie came with a rifle as well as the bowcaster.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have the single pack Chewie and he just has the bowcaster.
Right.
And I noticed that actually just quite recently because I didn't even know back then, but I think I was looking at something and somebody had a 2-pack up and I was like, what is this?
It doesn't show.
Like
It
there's-
doesn't show the rat, the droid.
The mouse droid, no mouse droid in the 2-pack.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not showing the single pack either. That's what I'm trying to find.
It was the long gun. Okay, yes, that's what I was saying. He had a gun, so the 2-pack troopers came with the mouse droid. Doc
okay.
Smizzle has both.
I thought so. Yeah, I thought so. It was the two pack troopers. The always the small one.
Okay, I see. 2-pack, he had the long gun. Han had the Stormtrooper belt. Okay. See, I missed out on
yeah.
that one. Like, I have the singles for each, which is still great, but you know, it's things like that, and those types of things I don't think are ever gonna come back. It's like Shane, your is it DX07? Is that the Bespin Luke?
Yeah.
Because you have the Darth Vader helmet with Luke's head in it.
Yeah, actually, yeah. It's actually right here.
Yeah, do you have it
Pretty
nearby?
cool. I
We can
love
just
this
show
helmet.
for those who haven't seen it.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, even with the new Bespin Luke that's coming out, I do not think
That's what
that
the
this-
exclusive.
Yeah, that's not going to be in it. I don't think they'll remake that.
And then I even have the weather vane that comes down from the Cloud City that comes with it. I mean, it came with so much stuff. It's such a great figure.
Doc, it's okay, man. It's not a problem. We do that too. We'll do quick messages real quick. Back in the AIM days.
Right.
Oh, aim. Dude.
Hey, man, one day you decided to not log into AIM and you never logged back in.
And you never log back in.
You know? No,
But
it's true.
like the Darth Vader one, for example, the hot toys ones that don't come with a bald head, right? The only one that does is the fourth scale or the sideshow one.
Right.
And I had that sideshow one, the deluxe
Yeah.
with the light up Imperial
Yeah.
base and all that.
It's very good too.
It's a great
No, it is.
figure.
It is. All right, guys. Well, I think we're pretty good about wrapping up. I think
Yeah,
we're
we should
hitting
wrap
that
it up.
3-hour mark. So I appreciate everybody coming on in. We'll go ahead and address the chat here in a minute. But Joe, you got anything going on you want to talk about, or anything new?
No,
New
just-
figures?
Oh, I got Gwen, Miles, Shore Trooper, another Death Trooper, Storm Shadow, 2 Red Snake Eyes coming tomorrow. Yeah, I'm in every lane. I'm fucked, guys.
Bye.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fine,
it's
but-
definitely that's rough. And Rod, what about you, bud? Same old, just getting more troopers.
Just my shore troopers to arrive finally, and my 501sts. And what else? I think that's it. There's no. Oh, Lando should arrive too, right?
Oh, okay, okay,
That's it for the
all
week.
right. Hey, Sinister, appreciate the stream, guys. First time visiting, we'll be back for sure. Nice to see everyone in the chat. Very
Yep,
much
nice to see
appreciate.
Yes.
Again, we'll do our streams
Yeah.
Tuesdays, Thursdays. If you don't know, I also do figure reviews. So I have a few reviews on the channel if you want to check them out. If that's your thing, they're pretty good, man. They're not bad. I'm not gonna
If
lie.
you like, just
So-
hit that subscribe and like button, and you'll just get the notifications on all those.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I gotta do some more myself, man. I am so far behind. I'll talk about that in just a sec. But Shane, anything new for you, bud?
No, just working on this guy. He's
Let's
gonna
take
be
a look at
a
this.
Mando squad leader. Well, I got parts coming in. This is just all standing stuff. Like I got his helmet. So yeah, I'll get him done. I got to do some painting and whatnot, and put some pouches on his belt. I don't know.
So he's just
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
make
kind of like a
him-
Death Watch, like commander,
Yeah, kind of like
squad
a
leader type.
squad leader thing. Type of deal.
Very
So,
cool.
it'll be
That's gonna be
fun.
sick
It'll
when
be
you're
fun.
done. Definitely, man. Definitely. Sean, anything new for you, bud?
Oh, hopefully, I should be getting my 6-pack of Power Rangers coming in from 3-0.
Oh,
Be able to get
they're
a
here.
good look at those.
They're at my house.
Okay.
They are here.
And then from there would be just the various ones that I still have, like the CW Flash will be coming in. Already got the Green Vigilante from So Toys, so we'll be able to see what those look like together.
Nice.
And I still get some of the other like 3-0 figures that are coming in. So right now, I think for this week will just be the Rangers that I'll be getting up and looking at pretty soon.
Cool.
That's a lot of stuff coming your way, man.
Yeah, no
It's
kidding.
gonna fill those DTOFs in pretty much
Yep.
all the way.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see Sean's photos of the 3-0 Power Rangers because I'm really
I know.
fuck, man. I gotta stop, dude. I want those too.
Joe,
Hey,
Dude,
I'm in the same Joe.
Joe,
I'm in the same boat.
pause.
I want those GI Joes from 3-0. Okay, I want
Yeah.
Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes.
Those look good and they're
Star Wars,
cheap.
Joe.
Yeah.
Star Wars, Joe. Stop it.
Don't listen to
just
him.
stay in Star Wars, man. I don't know, man. I can't believe I'm saying it. I might be agreeing with Rod.
I'm saying
Just
This
Star
is a
Wars
momentous
only.
occasion.
stay in the lane. Stay in the lane.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you-
tough, man. It's
Anthony,
it's
until
tough.
that Spider-Man 2 game comes out and Wolverine comes out, and then you're
I know, and then we're just super
Yeah.
screwed on that. Yeah, well, as far as how the channel's going, yeah, I mean, we're gonna have. I have to do. What did I? The last review I think I did was Rex. So I have the Death Watch in. I need to do that. Miles came in. I think Lando's coming. There's a lot coming. There's a lot to do. So yeah, I would definitely look forward to more reviews. I think Rod, we are doing at 750 subscribers. Is that right?
That
We're
was
gonna be
it.
we're gonna be doing a hot toy giveaway.
Yep.
To our subscribers. Yeah.
Yo, I
So-
might have some shit to donate.
Well, I know I'm feeling the same way. I've got a couple extras, still in
Yeah.
box, and so yeah, at 750, I think we're gonna be doing that, and then again at 1,000. So
Awesome.
because we appreciate everybody coming in and being a part of the community, and that's just something that we want to give back to the community. We appreciate everybody coming in and tuning and getting to be able to share, our love for collecting and for Star Wars or Marvel, X-Men. Come on, guys, X-Men.
Right?
Star Wars or Star
That's
Wars.
okay.
Yeah, dude, X-Men.
They just show up for the
Yeah.
cats. That's what.
Yeah, I noticed that you had a cat and Shani had a cat. I was afraid that we had gonna have a cat too, because
Yeah.
we didn't have a cat.
Mine, she laid down.
Right.
She laid down.
I agree.
I'll take
So.
I'll take a cat. Fine.
Hell yeah. All
Anywho,
right, guys. We'll go ahead and wrap it up. So once again, I want to appreciate everybody who's here. Local Lou, single songwriter, Doc Smizzle, man. You guys are
You guys are
troopers,
all
man.
awesome.
Everybody.
Awesome, guys.
As Beam, Master Bill, bro, Sinister. If you're still here, thanks for tuning in, bro. We appreciate you coming on in.
Absolutely.
Yep. Soul Nightmare. I mean, we had there's people earlier up in there that we kind of missed. Riley Ramirez. Appreciate.
Riley,
Right. Yeah.
Jason.
I'm just
Kuzler.
trying to scroll through. There's a lot. Carbonite Kid, bro. If you're still here,
Yeah.
always, man.
Doc Snizzle.
Yep.
DK.
DK was here. Seamus was here earlier. If you're still
Yep.
here, appreciate Mario. Mario tuned in. You know, but see, we hit him hard. That's what he said. You know, what up, my brother? Y'all stream early to catch
Yeah, I
up on
sent
the
him.
replay.
I had to go send him a super chat on their live stream, show him some support. You know. So,
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Yeah,
because those guys
are
rock
cool.
over there collecting weekly. Yeah. So, all right. Well, again, guys, thanks for tuning. Thursday, same bat time, same bat channel.
Yep.
We'll be doing it. So, all right,
guys.
everybody, have a
Cheers.
good night.
Thanks,
All
y'all.
right, peace.
See ya.